It should be no one.
Well, it's a little confusing because in the drop down there's two no ones. The first one is your account, and the second one is your character. So you usually want to choose the second one under the chat. I mean,
There's
yeah, there you
literally
go.
okay. There's literally no difference between no one one and no one two. So
Yeah, it's
I was
roll
confused.
20. Yeah, roll 20 does it that way for some reason. And what's even more annoying is if you refresh or leave the page, it'll default back to your account picture. So it's unfortunate, but you're all good now. So Quentin, do you want to give us a quick recap of last time?
Yeah. So basically, Quinton saw something moving across the bridge, went to investigate, found a button. No one slash Karen uh, told him informed everyone that it was an elven noble button. He went out scouting as a fox, found Soddle, came back. Uh, next morning they travelled across the bridge. They found a wagon with bolts from a crossbow in it. It was part of, I can't remember the name of it, the Desert Empire Warlords, and yeah. Uh, Carried on, set up camp that night, a few hours away from Char. Then was ambushed, big fight. One of the soldiers turned on the hobgoblins and orcs, Moonbiter, helped kill them all. Then no one slash Karen changed into an orc, robbed the last wagon that had the dagger in that we were meant to be carrying for the wizard, the Char, came out, changed back to Karen, tried to sneak up to the front of it to make themselves obvious they'd been fighting, and oh, look at me, I'm here. Yeah, fight ended. No one slash Karen went with Moonbiter to the Orcs secondary camp. On the way, no one changed into an Orc, and I can't remember the name. Went there. They found a hobgoblin who'd killed nearly everyone but this one woman. No one decided to stab Moonbiter to sell that they were on the hobgoblin side, then knocked him out.
Wow, no one was busy last week or last
No one
month.
was
Either
busy.
that or
This was a really hard week. No one slash
Quentin's
Karen.
your biggest fan.
It's like no one slash Karen.
No
And
one's
yeah,
so
so
cool.
they knocked him out, brought him back. Uh, then they were threatening him. Shock turns out to have a girlfriend we suspect. Melody, the one who survived, Peric. As they're interrogating the hobgoblin who's refusing to speak, no one slash Karen back as Karen now, faking that she's a changeling and she does magic and stuff. Stabbed Moonbiter again to try and say like, we will kill anyone. Yeah, and we were all, and then they were all threatening him. Ophelia threatened to waterboard the hobgoblin. Uh, Marcellus threatened him with his god, like Pain, and Quinton walked away, and that's where it ended.
All right, thank you for the recap.
Yeah.
Wild.
So, well, first of all, we do have a new player here. Ryan,
Yeah.
welcome.
I
Could you do me a favor and change your name on the roll 20 to your character name just until I get used to it?
Yeah. No worries.
Thank you. You're coming in a little blurry for me sound wise. I don't know if that's for anyone else or if that's just me hearing that. But
He sounds distant.
yeah, that's what I think I'm hearing.
How was that?
A little bit better. I mean, I can still hear you. It's just you're a little blurry. So, I'm not sure if that's just the mic or what, but we should be okay. Does your character have dark vision?
Nope.
All right, I didn't think so. I just wanted to double check. Okay. Just setting up your token real quick here.
The rare species, they still have the humans outmatched by like 4-2 at how it's looking, depending on Moonbiter. No, correction. No,
Well, Karen's human.
we think she's human, but I was saying like us knowingly.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, no,
Yeah,
no, no, no.
in-
Karen's human. What are you talking about?
yeah. You know, which is a dillida.
No idea what's going on.
Chaos.
Chaos.
Nothing but a bunch of humans here just doing human things like humans do.
Yeah.
I
One
feel
with
like
very bad sunburn.
Nobody actually knows what anybody is.
So Ophelia does.
Ophelia knows.
Ophelia knows what Quinton is.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she did the Arcana thing and she knew. Quinton doesn't know about Ophelia. He thinks she's has a very bad sunburn.
I feel like
And I
I'm
don't know if Ophelia.
sorry. I feel like I'm
Ophelia-
frozen up here. Let me try to restart roll 20.
I don't know if
what's going on.
Ophelia knows about Marcellus because wasn't actually there in the game, was there retrospectively, so I don't know if she'd know.
Just
And
trying-
Quinton's like drop dead gorgeous with rip taps, apparently.
Karen's too busy getting shit done.
Being sneaky.
Stabbing
Chanking
Moonbiter.
Chanking everybody in the group.
I love how you just have on canon that Quentin is like our Team Jacob ferryman with abs.
Yeah.
Does that
Good
mean
werewolf.
Shock? Does that mean Shock is Team Edward?
Yes. It's
Hang on, wait,
canon
who's
now.
Bella? Wouldn't Shock be Bella? Shock would be Bella and no one would be Edward.
Well, who does Bella date besides Edward and Jacob? Who's that one guy? Oh my gosh.
Wait, there was another
Mike?
guy?
There was another guy? Or was
Yeah.
there an ex?
Yeah, the ex. Oh, what is his name?
Wait, what's? Oh, you guys talking about Twilight? I've never
Only
seen
the
it.
most
Yeah, 'cause
important
apparently
literature of our
Quentin's Jacob.
generation.
Yeah,
I haven't thought about this since like high school, so I don't even know.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm still more Harry Potter. Like, sorry.
Hell yeah, Harry Potter.
for some reason I can't save settings on the tokens. Did something break roll 20? This is weird.
Well, it's hard loading it up a few minutes ago, but I mean,
That's alright, let me see. I might have to improvise this. Okay, so usually you can connect a token to the character sheet, but it's not letting me save any settings. Let me try something.
It looks like we may just have one human in the group.
Okay,
Like
so I
one
can.
actual human.
Yeah, Karen.
I think
Yeah,
I-
Karen.
Yeah, Karen, because we don't even know what Moonbiter looks like.
Karen is a human, middle-aged woman.
Karen's a Karen.
What?
Karen is a Karen. That's what I picture.
Oh, yeah, no,
oh
like,
my
That was
gosh.
literally in my description of her as like middle-aged blonde lady with a blonde bob.
With the swoop? Oh
Would-
gosh.
I picture her
Fully,
in, like
would fully demand to talk to the manager.
I picture like those jogging outfits.
shape
Like she's
shift.
just gone jogging
Alright.
and just seen someone in the way. Just like move your car.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a token manually. How many HP does your guy have, Duranu? Or I guess hang on, I'll just open up your sheet here.
20.
Okay, so yeah, I'll just put that in manually. Yeah, it's not working for any tokens, so they must have broken something with this new update. That's disconcerting.
You mean the pink update?
No, because it was working yesterday. It's something more recent. Like I can't even edit token stats here. Here, let me try doing it with an existing token. Yeah, this was just working yesterday because I had a game. So if I hit -5, okay, so that's working. You can adjust tokens that are already created. But if I try to make a new one, Oh wait, is it working now? Okay, so I can do it this way for some reason. I don't think I can set up your site though, but I can at least give you some stats on there, which means the dynamic lighting isn't going to work for you. Which, I just hope they get this fixed by next time. Unless it's just going really slow, and that's why it's not saving any of my changes. Which, who knows, that could be.
Sometimes it does do that. Sometimes it has a hissy fit if you don't clear the old token before you save over it.
Yeah. Well, the show must go on. No, it didn't. Oh, yeah, it did. Okay. I think it might just be going really slow. Alright, well, let's continue anyway. So I believe the caravan, after defeating the enemies and saving some of those people, or saving Melody, the prisoner, I think you all were heading towards Chaur, yes?
Yep.
They were dealing with the hobgoblin about waterboarding him and stuff.
Well, trying to justify that you knew what waterboarding was.
I'm
Didn't
a
go
sailor.
well. I'm a sailor, yar.
That's true. You do have knowledge of the sea, so if anyone would know how to do it, you might. But yeah, so the group was traveling through the evening. It was the 88th of summer, 10 p.m. So you are heading towards Chaur. You travel through the night. Give me a d20 roll, someone.
You said it was 10 o'clock at night?
Currently, as the story begins. 7. Okay.
No, let's go with the 1 though.
No, you don't want to.
I request to go with the 1.
I demand the natural one.
A dragon turns up and kills everyone.
I will. Otherwise, I will have to talk to the manager.
Oh my god.
We'll see how you feel about natural ones in a few games. No, we'll go with the 7 for now. So the group travels through the evening, just stays up all night with the wounded soldiers and the dead in tow, and towards the wee hours of the morning, I'll say like 3 a.m. or so, you would see Chaur coming up as you come through the trees into kind of an open field, large wooden gate around the place, made of logs, kind of extending around the whole place. You see a bunch of guards at the gate with crossbows trained, but when they see you all, one of them yells, "The caravan's here! Open the gate! Quick! Let them in!" And the group would be quickly escorted into town. So coming in at the south gate, there are several guards there who escort you in and quickly close the door. Shock walks up and starts talking to one of them. And a couple of others come over to the group, and he says, "Thank the gods you've brought supplies. We've been missing a bunch of essentials for so long. Tell me, are you one of the mercenary groups from the east? Perhaps the Steel Shadow?" Does anyone say anything?
Is that who we are? Out of game?
No.
Not as far as I'm aware.
As far as you know, you're just a random group of people. I mean, I don't know. Did you come up with a name for yourselves yet?
No.
Alright, well, he says, so just a random group of mercenaries then.
I mean, they had coins, so we joined.
He nods. He says, nothing wrong with that. Well, does your group have any sort of name?
Delia looks at Quentin and goes, "Fluffy cat."
What was that?
Not
Fluffy cats.
You're the Muffy Cats. Well, a peculiar name, but I would be happy to tell everyone of your group's prowess and make sure the town knows what you've done for us. Because without
Quinn's just
these,
gonna get the dirty. Quinn's just gonna get the dirtiest look to Fee and just like, really?
without these supplies, we would have been in a lot of trouble. It's been hard since the siege started, and all of our outer farms have been destroyed or taken over. So thank you, Muffy Cats, was it?
No, no, not muffy cats. Fluffy cats.
Fluffy Cats. Yes, thank you. I shall let the town know of your great deeds. And Shock kind of gives you all a look and says, well, I'm going to escort these supplies to the town market to make sure they're sorted. I'll see you all in the morning. I'm probably just going to head to bed afterwards. I'll make sure you get the rest of your pay, don't worry.
When will that be coming? Do you know?
Your pay?
Yes.
I will pay you in the morning once I get my payments from the caravan masters here.
All right. Sounds good.
And he says, I'll be at the Darkwater Inn, but feel free to use either of the inns. There are two in this town. And he kind of motions for the soldiers to follow. The guard says, yes, there are two inns in the town. If you go straight up and make a right on Elm Street, there's the Maplewood up here. And if you go to the town center, you'll know because it's a marketplace. You make a left and there's the Darkwater Inn over here. I would recommend any of them. They're both fine establishments to stay at.
All right. Well, I guess we will follow you. Just, I've never been here, so can't say for sure that. It sounds like the Darkwater Inn has a great recommendation.
He nods. He says, it's a good place. They both are. Shock says, we got one of the bandits who attacked, and he kind of kicks the hobgoblin into the street. All the guards pull out their spears. He says, you probably want to put him in prison. We might have some questions for him. And the guy nods and picks him up to his feet and says, come on, and escorts him to the north. And he says, I'll bring him over to the barracks in case you all want to talk to him later. He's got a lot to answer for. Alright, so they take him away towards the barracks, and the rest of the guards kind of go back on duty. What does the group want to do?
I would like to head to the Darkwater Inn to get a room.
Okay, so you head north. Everyone going?
Leah wants to go to the marketplace.
Quinton's going with to the Darkwater Inn.
Alright, so I guess you kind of follow the caravan as it goes through town. A bunch of people are very excited, they're waking up in the middle of the night, coming out. People are yelling, the caravan's here, they have supplies, and a bunch of people are heading towards the market, following them. Shock would kind of be talking to them, saying, we'll have food for everyone, don't worry, we have plenty. And they're asking, who is the group who helped bring in the caravan? And Shock says, the fluffy, he looks to you, he says, was it bunnies, kitties?
Sure. Yeah, we need to come up with a better name.
Well, I totally agree.
He says, is it the bunnies or the kitties? What did you tell them?
Ilya cackles in the background.
Or did
Don't
you?
even remember.
He says, well, these people here, and a bunch of the people walk over, and they seem very excited as they come over and start talking to you, asking questions, wanting to know more about who you are, and kind of thanking you for bringing the food in. Shock just kind of smiles, and he says, your fame is well-deserved, heroes, but I have business, and he keeps going. So does the group want to engage these people, or do you want to just kind of, push them aside and say, we got stuff to do?
Not push them aside, but keep going, but in like a respectful way, like say,
All right, so sort of engaging them, but also continuing what you're doing.
yeah, yeah.
Give me up to 2 people in the group. Give me persuasion checks
Ooh, let me do it.
as you engage the crowd. All right. So yeah, you kind of talk to them as you go. Do you want to tell them about what happened, or are you just gonna kind of keep it to pleasantries?
Probably pleasantries.
All right. So yeah, you talk to the people a bit as you walk up towards the market, and now you see there are a bunch of people coming from all over towards the marketplace, and they are excited by some of the quick stories you give them about what you encountered and the battle you went through. They seem to be taking quite fondly to your group. They're starting to call you the heroes of Chaur, because it sounded like the group wasn't totally on board with the fluffy kitties.
I don't know why. It's a fantastic name.
Ophelia is
Nope,
very upset
nope.
about this.
Nope. Not being called the fluffy kitties. Nope.
So yeah,
Have
that.
to agree.
Sorry, what?
Have to agree. We can't
Have
be
to agree.
referred to as the fluffy kitties.
It's terrible.
Ilias, no. No, my Ilias.
But yeah, so Shock is kind of getting the supplies set up. Some of the merchants are coming out, and there's just huge lines as people they start to ration out the supplies and sell them to the people here. I assume the group is going to head to the inn, though, right?
Yeah.
We're
Karen,
Ilias staying at the marketplace.
Oh, you're staying there, Ophelia? Okay.
Karen's
I would do this.
a bit
Go ahead.
distracted with her 12 persuasion.
She's just talking to everyone now.
She's talking, but like not really paying attention. Like she kind of like she wants to go somewhere private.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, maybe getting a little overwhelmed with all the attention. All right, so
Well,
Ophelia.
she wants to go check out that dagger she stole.
Yeah, fair enough. So Ophelia is staying here. Is anyone else going to be staying here?
So I have a question for you. So the cart and donkey that I'm still leading, besides the bag that had silver in it, there were like miscellaneous like supplies on there. Is there anything there that I could sell, since there seems to be this selling frenzy going on right now?
Like your own stuff?
Stuff that was on the cart, because out of everything on there,
You mean like the supplies and food that the hobgoblins had?
yeah, exactly. Because I don't have the inventory of what it was beyond the coin we found, but since apparently there's an opportunity to make money here, since they're supply starved.
Yeah. So do you want to stay here and like open up a little cart shop?
Oh yeah,
next to
no.
your
As soon
donkey?
as I see, like I just lead the cart and the group starts settling away, and I just have all this crap. So I'm just like, oh, here's an opportunity here. So
Open,
yeah, so
like
I'll
a little lemonade stand there.
yeah, supplies endorsed by the heroes of Char. Come, come see
I heard they were the fluffy kitties. No, they're the heroes of Char.
the fluffy heroes of Char, whatever. And
Exactly.
I actually do have what I would do is that I have a my little drum with me that I carry around, and so as people are basically swarming in to get supplies, I would just start playing a tune on my drum and just try to, like, as an average hawker, or above average hawker, try to petition people in to look at the things that I have, which I don't even know what I have, so I'm just like looking at stuff like, oh, what can I sell these people?
Sure, like some kind of like pawn shop guy.
Yeah,
how about
exactly,
this
right?
keyboard? All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you start drumming. Give me a performance check.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you do pretty well. Some people are definitely being drawn over by the beats you're putting out. Interested, like as soon as they see it's one of the heroes, they're definitely wanting to engage you, and the line begins to form here as well. Is anyone else staying here? Philia, are you just helping Shock offload supplies, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just helping Shock.
Alright, he definitely appreciates the help, as he has to kind of keep the people in line and make sure nothing gets stolen. He seems a little distraught as he talks to some of the soldiers. And he just kind of nods and continues. What's your passive perception?
Let me look. That's gonna. Where is it?
Underneath your skills, passive wisdom /
Yeah.
perception.
Kind of lower down on the sheet. Alright, I'm gonna see if the token thing is fixed yet. I can make you a token.
Am I just blind? I think I'm legally blind. Oh, hold on, give me a second.
So you have your box with saving throws. Underneath that, you have your box with skills, and then the next box under should say passive wisdom, and in parentheses perception, and there should be a number there.
Yeah. Well, or just, what's your wisdom score? I can just calculate it.
Isn't it
14.
Sorry, what?
14.
14?
Yeah. What was that, Karen?
And, were you saying something, no one?
Oh, I was gonna say, isn't it like 8 plus your wisdom modifier?
It's 10 plus wisdom modifier plus proficiency if you're proficient.
I am proficient.
Oh, okay, so then it would be plus 2, and you said you're 14. Alright, so that would be plus another 2. So with a 14, you hear, as you're kind of standing there helping offload some of the supplies, one of the guards say, I think we lost it. It may have been stolen during the scuffle. And he nods and says, well, our employer is not going to be happy, but it is what it is. At least we got the food to these people. And the guy just nods, and they kind of go back to doing what they're doing. So the rest of the group goes to the Darkwater Inn. And actually, before we do that, let me talk to our new player for a moment in the secondary channel. Are you there, Duranu?
Yeah.
Alright, let me talk to you over there. One moment, everyone. Alright, so I was thinking, hey, so this might be a good place to bring you in. Maybe in the marketplace as they are kind of just getting there and unloading. Your character might be there already hearing about the supplies and come in to try to help what's going on. What do you think?
Yeah, if the guards of the town would have asked me to help just divvy out the goods and help move things along, then I'll definitely be doing that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or maybe you just saw that the goods were here and wanted to help. And as you come in, they probably notice you because Dragonborn are extremely rare.
Yeah, my character would have just been in the town, listening to whoever the head guard is, just doing what they say, using his spell slots to feed people, being on the walls for the most of the day, and he would have pretty much just fallen in line with the rest of the guard of the town. So they say go help dispatch food, and that's where he'd be.
Alright, so let's say you're gonna walk up and just be ready to give a description of your character.
Okie dokie.
Alright. Alright, so before you're heading, or before you kind of turn to head to the Darkwater Inn, you see a couple more guards approaching with a strange figure between them. Duranu, what would you look like? Oh, do we lose Duranu?
We did.
Welcome back.
That looks like dragging made me lose audio.
So what would you look like to them?
So, Duranu is a sapphire dragonborn. He is in pretty simple attire. What's left of the ragged clothes he has is just covered in patchwork hides. Just his clothes have been repaired so many times that what was once the original cloth is just no longer there. At this point, he'd just be sort of helping out, handing food out, and just following all the guard instructions, doing what they say.
Do you have any noticeable, like, holy symbols on you or anything that they might notice when they see you?
In terms of just items on him, he'd have his longbow at his side. No particular holy symbols. Nothing religious, no symbology at all. Just basic clothes, basic weaponry, and a backpack.
Alright. Do any of you have knowledge nature as proficiency?
Yeah, I'm quite proficient.
Did you say you were proficient?
Yeah.
So you would know that Dragonborn in general are extremely rare, and gem dragons among the Dragonborn are like rare for even their race. So this is quite a sight for you. I mean, I don't know if you've ever even seen a Dragonborn, let alone a gem Dragonborn.
I don't feel like he has, and if he has, Quinton has, it's like the closest to just the average. I don't know, maybe he has, maybe he just doesn't know. Who knows? Let's go in now.
All right. So this figure would approach with the guards, and everyone seems to just not even notice him. Almost like he belongs there. Like the people aren't like scared of him or weirded out, which is kind of strange to you, making you think he may have been a part of this town for a while. Quentin, what would you look like to him?
So Quinton, I actually
Sorry,
looked up
Quinton.
and I forgot about it. No, I actually like worked out the physical bit and then I was just completely blank. So Quinton's just a very attractive young man who is tan skinned, blue grey eyes, dark hair which he wears tousled in a jelly slope wax suit, whatever. Stubble, and he's got like, oh god, he's got like a baggy loose cardigan with a low V-neck top, which shows like a almost like jadish jagged triangle thing around that hangles low on his neck, and he's got a, you can kind of just see like the beginning of like a tattoo on his left, but you can't really see what it is.
All
A
right.
golden fleck on his cheeks.
And Philia, what would you look like to him?
Ilya would look like a average height woman with curly hair, but her face is mostly covered in her hood. She carries lots of trinkets around her waist, probably battle souvenirs. She does have a crystal around her belt that shines in the moonlight.
Okay. What about you, no one / Karen?
Karen looks like a middle-aged woman with a blonde human woman with a blonde bob. I actually just posted like a picture of what character art I could find on the Discord main chat.
Okay.
But yeah, she's dressed like nothing special, except her smile.
All right. Also, you should have the ability to change your character portrait if you ever want to just pop something else in there for what you look like.
I would, yeah.
Because it won't affect your token. The token will still stay the same. But what about you, Moonbiter, as you sit there drumming away?
Oh wow, Thalia. You'll see this humanoid-looking figure, about 6'2". He's beating a drum on a cart as people swarm it to get supplies. He's wearing a galia. He's got the plume. He's got a visor over his head. Lots of red and black with chainmail. You see a halberd sitting propped up against the cart as he plays his drum, and he just seems absorbed in his performance.
All right, and Marcellinus.
Marcellinus is humanoid looking. He has shoulder length platinum hair and a face with sharp features. What's most striking about his face probably is that his eyes are very silvery metallic color.
Alright.
He's
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, it's just like he's 5'11", lithe but strong, and he wears plate. He wears metal armor, and he's got a shield embossed with the symbol of a deity.
Alright, so. Sorry, just checking something real quick. You have chainmail on, right?
Me?
Marcellinus, yeah, right?
Let me double check. I am wearing chainmail. Yes.
Yeah, alright. I just want. It's like, did you get played somehow? Crazy at like second level. All right. So yeah, you all see Duranu approach with the guards, who they kind of start talking, and the guards would kind of tell Duranu, okay, we have to help these people unload, so just keep the lines in order. And then they would notice the group and say, the heroes who helped us bring in the supplies, and they come over to shake all of your hands. And I'm assuming Duranu would approach as well.
Yeah. Follow along.
Alright, so, yeah, you would see Duranu come up. Are you going to say anything to these heroes, or are you just going to start working on the carts with the guards?
Probably query how they managed to get into the city, how they managed to break through the siege line to bring the supplies in.
Alright, does anyone answer him?
I couldn't understand what he said.
Oh,
He
How
asked
did-
about breaking the siege, how we got in.
yeah, I think Duranu, he might be coming in a little blurry from the mic, but yeah, basically he was asking how you all broke through the siege line.
Delia looks at the rest of her group mates and smiles. Well, we broke through the power of friendship. Yes.
And everyone, I guess, just sort of looks at each other. Alright, so you probably exchange pleasantries as the guards and them get to work. And the rest of the group is going to head to the inn. Is that right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm heading to the Darkwater Inn.
Alright, so I'll say the three of you stay at the market, helping to hand out the supplies. Moonbiter is selling the stuff from the cart he found. And I'll do the group that went to the Darkwater Inn first. So you would get there. There's well, it's pretty empty as you come into the main area of the inn. There's like a fire burning and an individual behind the counter. Looks like he's reading a book. As you walk in, he looks up with a big old smile and says, "Hail, friends! Welcome to the Darkwater Inn. Julian Harwick at your service." He gives you a polite bow and says, "What can I do for you this evening?"
Well, lovely to meet you. We were just wondering if you had a couple of rooms available.
Yes, I actually have quite a few. As you can probably imagine, we haven't had many new people to town, which actually makes me curious. I don't recognize any of you. Where are you from?
DM, can you remind me the name of the town that we transported the goods from?
Highguard.
Highguard. Okay. Here and there. I'm personally from Highguard.
Oh, wait. He says from Highguard. How did you get here? Were you able to get past the bandits on the roads? I thought no one was getting through right now.
Well, it was quite the effort, but we managed to break through.
Oh.
Got quite we found quite a number of really powerful mercenaries, and I think the bandits were caught unawares for once.
Says, "Oh, did you come in with the caravan?"
We did, yes.
So he quickly walks out, opens the door to the back, and says, "Jim, the caravan's in town. Quickly, get some supplies." And a guy comes running past. He says, "On it!" And he goes out the front door, running towards the town square. Julian says, "Well, this is great news. Thank you. Are you part of the mercenary group that fought through?"
Yes.
Yes, you seem like you've seen some action. Well, welcome to the Darkwater. He says, those supplies are going to be really helpful. You know what? Have a night on me, and he passes you 2 sets of keys. He says, "Will 2 rooms be enough for the 4 of you?"
Oh, that will be plenty. Thank you.
He says, "No.
There's actually is there 4? There's 4 of us.
Right now, who are there? Or wait, are
Right.
there only 3?
Yeah, I think there's only 3 because there's 6 people in the group. You said there was 3 people.
Oh, right, yeah. All right.
Name.
So he'll give you 2 keys anyway. He
Well,
says,
we do actually have 3 more members in our group. Could we say? Would you have just 1 more room available? Would that be possible?
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Nice.
He says, of course. Those supplies will... He says, we were getting low on food with all the people that have had to kept fed. This will definitely help things, so another room's fine. He hands you a 3rd key. He says,
Thank you. That's so kind of you.
Yes, of course. Feel free to have a few drinks once Jim gets back, though it looks like you all probably want to go to bed.
I personally am exhausted. It's been a long day. Long week of travel.
He nods and says, well, I'll leave you to it then, but it was good meeting all of you. What did you say your names were?
Oh, my name's Karen.
Welcome, Karen.
And these are my companions. I have no idea who is actually with me.
Quentin, and Marcel.
Marcellinus?
Yeah.
Marcy.
Alright. I'll introduce them.
He nods. Says, a bit shy, are you? No worries, but yes.
Quentin just nods and waves.
Well, enjoy your stay, and just let me know if you need anything. And he would sit down, relaxing back into his seat, just giving you smiles and nods as you move about. So what do you want to do?
She kind of yawns and stretches and I need to go get some sleep. And she hands the other 2 keys to the boys.
All right.
But I will see you 2 in the morning.
Which one do you want? How do we know when they're going to join us, considering they don't know what rooms we're in?
Well,
And who do you want to join you? I'm guessing you've got Felia, Moonbiter, or what was the dragon one?
Donna?
Is the Dragonborn staying with us? I thought he was with the market.
You said there were 3.
I did, didn't I? I'm very tired.
Dun dun dun. We've adopted the Dragonborn
What are you
against
up
his.
to,
I am counting myself as a second person.
So there are numbers on the room keys. So you're assuming there's some kind of number system on the doors upstairs.
Well, perhaps one of you can, if you're not too tired, either wait up for them and let them know, or head back to the marketplace, if that's okay.
He says, well, what do your friends look like?
Oh no, I was talking to the other people in the group.
Yeah, Julian interrupts because he's basically listening. He says, what do your friends look like? Maybe I could leave him a message.
That's a very good question.
One's a Dragonborn, so scales.
Oh, he must be, does he know Duranu? We have another Dragonborn in town.
No, I think it's that one. Is he bluish?
Oh, yeah. Are you friends with Duranu?
Yeah. No, I just met him.
Oh, but he's staying with you?
She moves very quickly.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, if I see Duranu, I can let him know.
The other one, I think's got like sunburn, like she's very red.
Oh, all right. I'll look out for someone who's very red. Yes.
And the other one's got like a helmet on with like a. You can't see his face, but he plays a flute and speaks Draconic.
All right. Helmeted guy, can't see his face, plays a flute. Got it. I'll keep a lookout.
Thank you. You're a dear, and she'll tip him like 8 silver pieces.
Quentin winks at him
Oh,
and
thank you.
goes to bed.
All right.
Quentin winks at him and goes to his room.
So he would smile back at you, takes the 8 silver and thanks you as well, no one, or sorry, Karen. And the 3 of you go to bed?
I'm just gonna say night to everyone, just like night, Mark, night, Karen, and then go straight into his room and I'm gonna sleep.
I am not going to sleep
I assume so, yeah.
because I've got a magic dagger
You,
that I've been
yeah.
wanting to look at. So I would like to cast Identify as a ritual.
Alright, so you get up to your room, pull out the dagger, and cast Identify. Do you have the pearl worth 100 gold pieces?
I don't.
Alright, so you would need to have that to cast Identify.
Darn. Can I? I have 30 gold pieces.
The nice thing, though, is it is not expended, so once you have the pearl, you can cast Identify as much as you want. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's annoying.
Trying to
And I'll just-
channel the energy, and you're like, wait, I have the pearl, crap.
I forgot that back at my undisclosed location.
There you
And
go.
your other set of clothing.
I left it in
Oh no,
my
it's back
garden.
with the kids.
Yeah, I forgot it with the kids.
So,
Um,
is there anything else you want to do?
well, can I just like look at it and see if I can gain any information as to what it could do?
So, did you hold it before, or did you just see it?
I did hold it, I think.
At Doc,
Did you
yeah.
pick it up at-
As
pick it
when
up
I
at
was
the box?
when I was disguised as Shock, I had opened the box and I'm not sure if I was holding it and looking at it or if I was just looking at it.
Yeah, I think you took it out. I'm just trying to remember the exact details, but give me. Well, let me get back to you in a moment. Let me do some stuff with the town market people.
All right.
So, Moonbiter, you're trying to sell your stuff. Philia, you and Duranu are kind of keeping order because people are definitely excited, worried, and like some people are trying to like cut the line. They have to be kind of escorted back, and told they have to wait their turn, not to worry. What do you want to do while you're handing out these rations and collecting money?
Eliot's gonna go ahead and look at everyone and see, I guess, the vibe of the. Is it chaotic? Is it just
So it's kind of a little bit of chaos mixed with relief. There's a lot of people who are just happy that some more supplies came into town because, from what you can tell, the food may have been running low. But yeah, there are also people who are worried they're gonna not get any, so there's some pushing and shoving and yelling and like accusing of one person getting too much. A little bit of that, but nothing to the extent where like the guards have to haul anyone off to jail. More just they get yelled at and they go back to the line. Yeah, kind of Black Friday vibes, exactly. What about you, Duranu? You want to do anything in particular, or just kind of continue helping and keeping order?
So, other than like handing stuff out, I definitely would have held back alcohol and stuff like that because it is better served in taverns and inns. rather than in people's homes. So I'd have held that back for the tavern keeps. Other than that, I'm just going to be questioning the others about how many people they fought to get in. Did they see their camp? How many of them were there?
Alright, so Feely is the only one there from the group right now. Would you tell them more about what happened?
Philia would kind of give him a recap.
Is your handing the food out? Yeah. Alright, so yeah,
Um,
go ahead.
leaving out the waterboarding.
Leaving out the attempted waterboarding. Alright. So yeah, she kind of gives you a little bit of a description. Do you want to mention the dagger?
Nope.
Okay, I didn't think so. I just want to make sure. So yeah, she kind of tells you about the group getting together, the kind of camaraderie, then the large battle, which was a pretty tough fight for a bit, but you managed to make it through. A couple of guards died, but yeah, you managed to get the supplies through to here. A man calling himself Jim approaches, claiming to be from the Darkwater, asking for your alcohol.
I assume I've met him before, and we'll hand
Oh
it
yeah,
to him
no, that's
gladly.
right. You are a yeah, you know the town. So yeah, you know Jim. He's like, Duranu, yeah. Looks like you got some booze there.
Yes, I do.
Says, well,
Make sure people drink it.
I will indeed, and I got some coins. So he passes you a couple of, well, not a couple, but a good amount of gold pieces. He starts loading the casks of ale and some of the bottles onto a cart he has. And Moonbiter, you are definitely selling. Give me a, I'll say, persuasion to see how you do, unless you want to use something else.
Honestly, so I have this, which I know is really specific to like inns and taverns, but I do want to try to play up the performance side of it. Of just like, aha, we're the heroes, you know, like this is the supplies we brought for you, you know, braving limb and life, and you know, really trying to sell it to them. So I'd like to keep trying to get the performance going. To
Yeah, sure. Give me a performance with, are you using the name Heroes of Chaur?
since that's what I've heard people say, then yes, I will.
Yeah,
I will.
there is still some talk of the Fluffy Kitties. There's the purist fans that still see you as the Fluffy Kitties, but a lot of the townspeople are calling you the heroes because when they said the Fluffy Kitties, you said that wasn't the name, or someone did, I think. So that's why there's a little confusion of who you guys are.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm definitely trying to lean people into at least the heroes versus the fluffy. So I will, yeah.
you're pushing the hero's name. All right. So give me a performance check with advantage.
Brat. Ho!
Oh, okay. So people are definitely digging your drum solo. They are having fun listening to you, and of course buying a bunch of your stuff. You, in an hour or so, managed to sell out the cart. Most of it was pretty cheap. Did you try to mark up any of the pricing, or were you just selling like at normal price?
I would basically like I'm not much of a haggler, but I also recognize opportunities. So it would be one of those like really basic, like someone says 5 copper, I say 10 copper. They say I'll see 8. I'm like deal. Like your most basic ass, just like meet in the middle.
All right.
But yeah, I'm not trying too hard.
So kind of haggling upward from book price.
Exactly, you know, just a little bit, but you know, again, that's like with the hope that the performance and the advertisement will, you know, let people forget the fact that this is just basic ass stuff they're getting from me.
Yeah. Well, basic stuff right now is in high demand. So,
Exactly.
are you, when you say haggle up, like, are you 100% markup, 50% markup?
No, I'll do 50. I'll do 50,
50?
you know.
All right.
Yeah, but willing to negotiate, of course. I'm not trying to screw anybody over. I'm just like I have all
Just
the
trying
shit that I
to
don't
make
want.
some extra gold. All right. So, yeah, you do pretty well. There are some items on the cart that are a little more expensive. Um, I'll say some like finer wines, maybe some more luxury items, which most of the people can't afford. Although there are some people in the market that they look a little fancy for being in like a frontier town like this, and they do indeed approach to buy some of your more high quality items. They don't even really haggle. They're fine with whatever you charge them.
Yeah, they're like, ooh, novelty, ooh.
Do you want to engage at all, or like
No.
talk to them, or just sell them stuff?
Yeah, like I'm literally like the whole time as people come up, like they just throw coins on the cart and I just like let them grab what they want to grab and I'm just playing the drum the whole time and just like advertising and just like, being really willy-nilly about it.
Okay. So you clear your cart and manage to make 50 gold pieces
Boom shaka.
after a couple of hours.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. So also, as you are selling things, a little bit later on, like maybe towards the end, you would be approached by an odd-looking individual who does not seem to be wearing a shirt. He says, "Hey there, you must be one of those fluffy kitty people."
I wince once more as Fluffy Kitty starts making his way back into my life, but I'll say, yeah, yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Why not?
He says, "Well, the name's Neil. I'm not really a native around here, but I've been living here for a few months. We are very appreciative that you got those supplies in. I know things have been a little rough. So you said you're not the fluffy kitties? Are you the heroes of Chaur? I don't know. What do you guys call yourselves?"
Heroes
I
of
think-
Char.
I think people are kind
Ophelia
of like,
says from behind you, disenchanted. You're like, I guess we're the heroes.
I mean, we don't have to, we're like not really, we're it was kind of the question was sprung on us and I don't really know what we're going to be called, but for now we're just people that happen to make it through the siege. That's it. So, you can just call me Moonbiter. You don't have to refer to me as a kitty or as a hero.
Says, I understand that. Well, Moonbiter. So you guys are in from Highguard? You were able to fight your way through the bandits out there, right?
Well, I still have my visor down, so that helps. But I'll try to be as nonchalant, being like, yeah, Highguard. That's where the caravan came from. And yeah, we had quite the trouble getting through, But here we are.
He nods. He says, "Not just anyone could fight through a group like that, even with guards to back you." He says, "Judging by your weaponry and the tales you're telling, it sounds like you all are pretty skilled, not the average mercenary."
Sometimes a little bit of luck goes a long way, but we can hold our own. Probably.
Well, I have an employer who might be interested in procuring your services. There's a lot going on in Chaur with the attacks from the bandits, and yeah, we can use people who know how to fight. So it's pretty late, and I know you're busy, but I just want to introduce myself. Name's Neil. He goes to shake your hand.
Oh yeah, I'll accept the shake, and as we shake hands, I guess as a courtesy, I'll go ahead and lift my visor so you can actually see my face, and I'll say, "It's well met, Neil. What kind of work would it be? Just so that I can, once I regroup with my, compatriots, I could give them a little bit more detail about what potentially we have to talk about."
Says it's the kind of work that's going to require that, and he motions to your sword. So hopefully you know how to use it.
Okay. Are you looking to break the siege yourself, or is this more domestic affairs?
Well, I don't want to talk too much because I know my employer has knows what she wants to ask of you, but I'll just say that there's a fairly powerful group that we might need help getting rid of, or at least convincing to leave.
Can I at least have the name of said group? Just so I can
Mm,
make sure that there's no, you know,
Give me a
there's no.
persuasion check
Yeah.
at disadvantage.
Oh, that'll be easy. Aha! 4.
This is you know what? I'll talk to you later. As I said, I think my employer should give you the details, but it's yeah. I'll talk to you later. He says, and he
All right.
would give you a smile and a nod, and he would look over to Philia, who's been kind of, I assume, watching, right? And he would say, and of course, you're welcome too. And he smiles at you.
Ilias gives him a smile back and just kind of looks at Moonbiter, kind of see what's in his visor.
Oh, have you not seen his visor up before?
Nope.
Alright, fair enough. So, Neil is going to take off at this point. You see him head west down the road. Duranu, you actually know Neil. Not personally, but being that you've been in town for a while, you know he is part of a thief group known as the Blood Hand, which is a fairly prominent thief mafia group within the Empire. So I don't know if you want to say anything, but you probably aren't the biggest fan of the Blood Hand, as the town in general does not like them.
No. Moonbiter will hear in his head that you want to be careful with those. They are highly valuable in times like these,
Who did you
but
say
never
that
to be trusted. Moonbiter directly
Oh,
into
okay.
his head.
You
Into my
kind of
head?
whisper to him.
Are you speaking
no.
in common or in Draconic?
Oh,
As
are you doing like a mental thing?
Psionic minds.
Oh,
yes.
what the? So you suddenly hear a voice in your head.
Yeah.
I'm not
Is
sure
it
how
in
you
common
react to that.
or is it in Draconic?
I think
It would be in common.
I think telepathy isn't actually a language. I would have to double check. Do you have the ability? Can you drink it?
Yeah, we don't have to share, so
I
probably won't be
believe
your native.
As someone who's played a character with telepathy, it's in a language that the other person understands. Like you both have to share a language, be able to share a language.
Well, for this
No.
Oh, you don't need to share a language with the psionic mind.
yeah. So for this ability, I think you can just kind of understand, which is interesting. So you just kind of know. Maybe it's
Oh.
like thought based. So yeah, you would suddenly, as you're watching Neil walk away, start hearing like something in your head.
I would.
Who said that?
Woo! All right. I do my best not to jolt visibly as I get intruded by these thoughts, and I would look around, and I guess in my head. Well, no, because I wouldn't. I would just say this outright, not knowing how it works. I would just say, "Who's knocking at my door?" And I'd look around.
So Duranu, are you like trying to be secretive, or are you just kind of staring right at him?
He was definitely looking at him, but like, who's knocking on my door? He's really fucking confused about that, so he's just like looking quizzically at him now. Like, what does that mean?
As I see you look confused about that, I'll look at you and I'll kind of spin my eyes, and I'm going to say in Draconic, I'm going to say, do you usually just let yourself in like that, without introductions first?
Into where?
Well, I assume that was you, and I'm gonna tap my head a little bit.
Do you normally ask permission before you speak, so that your words can enter people's ears?
Well, I don't, if you're gonna go up to whisper someone, it's what kind of felt like. And as far as I know, are you able to sense what I was thinking, or were you just
Oh,
talking to
no.
me?
No, you can just hear when I
Do
think
you,
to you.
really quick, Moonbiter? Do you have Arcana training?
I don't. So that
Okay,
was
yeah.
so I am gonna insight that at a negative to see if I believe him about him being able to read my mind or not.
You
And
don't.
yeah.
You don't really get a good reading, like one way or the other, from him.
Oh yeah, I'm suspicious as hell. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm just talking to you." And I'm just like, in my head, really? Huh. That's very casual.
Yeah,
Okay.
you definitely don't know much about psionics or psychic powers, so you might be a little bit weary. Although, yeah, it doesn't seem like anything bad happened to you, so there's that
As
at
far as
least.
I know. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no. It's so I'll say have you had run-ins with Neil before?
This is in
No.
Draconic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep it up in Draconic. Well, there's been a few things that he's helped get into the town. That's what every Thieves Guild does during a siege.
Oh, Thieves Guild.
I don't know. The shady fuckers who steal shit.
Huh. It's interesting that they so quickly came to say hello to us. And it's also interesting how open that knowledge seems to be that he's part of the Thieves Guild. Do people just not care about that here, or they just don't, or they're too busy with the siege to deal with it?
I'm quite perceptive.
Hmm. Okay.
Alright, so I assume you go back to doing what you're doing. Moonbiter, you would have finished off selling. Do you want to head to the Darkwater?
Yeah, that was that vocalized that that's where you guys were going.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we said it.
yeah, I believe
Okay.
so.
So yeah, so I would look at Duranu and I would say, it's been a while since I've had a chance to practice my Draconic. It's interesting to see someone like you out here. Do you wish to share a cup at the inn, and we can maybe exchange stories?
Well, I was hoping the inn would get rather loud tonight, so I don't see why not. Tend to make things louder.
Well, considering the haul I just made, I don't mind buying a round or two to make sure the noise level is appropriate for you, and I'll smile.
Just look out to the wall and just be like, as long as they can hear us drinking and know we're in good spirit, that's all we need.
You look at the wall as if you're looking over to the people who are potentially sieging it.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm gathering? Okay. As you do that, I'm going to. I'll look a little bit uncomfortable as you say that. You know, I'll like quickly just like just like nod and put my visor down and start leading the donkey and the empty cart to the Darkwater Inn. But you'll get the sense that that's a odd reaction for someone who supposedly fought their way into the town. Uh, and I'll leave it at that for now. And then as I'm taking the donkey through, I'll look over the Thalia and I'll just like pat the back of the cart. It's like it's been a long day. Feel free to ride if you want, but I think a cup of something. This isn't common at this point. A cup of something sounds good.
Alright, well, it's pretty late at this point. It's like 4 a.m. in the morning, so
Oh shit.
you might be a little tired to drink, but that's up to you. Because, yeah, you got here around 3 and you've been selling stuff for about an hour.
Oh, 3. For some reason, I thought you said 10 a.m. at one point,
You
and so
said 10
or 10
p.m.
p.m. Yeah,
I said
that's what I
what?
thought you said.
You
10
said 10
p.m.
p.m.
Oh, well, you started at 10 and then you got in
And
to
then we
town
traveled to
around.
Chaur and got into
Yeah.
town and got. Oh, gotcha. Okay. That's where the confusion was. Okay. So yeah. So
Okay.
then we're exhausted. So yeah. So then yeah, we start. I start heading to the dark water and.
Oh, if it's that late, I won't head to the inn.
Okay.
Amelia kind of looks around just one more time. Uh, does she see anyone walking around that looks like they're trying to get a little bit extra?
Give me a active or an active perception check.
Hey.
So you would notice that there is a figure kind of skulking around near the food, kind of hiding. You don't think anyone has noticed him. And it looks like he might be up to no good, though you haven't actually seen him do anything yet.
Ilya see any of the town guards around?
Uh, yeah. So there are town guards in the area. They're mostly busy helping to hand out the food.
Ilya goes ahead and goes up to the figure and go, "Hey, what you need?"
The one who's hiding.
Yeah.
All right. So he is definitely caught off guard. He sort of is ducked down behind some barrels, and you come up behind him. Uh, wait, are you trying to sneak up on him or just walk up to him?
Nope, just straight out, just, "Hey, what you need?"
Alright, so if you just walk up, he would probably see you coming and stand up and be like, "Oh, I was just uh, was waiting for some friends, and we were gonna buy some food, but I was waiting for them to get here." And he smiles. And
Ilya kind of stares at him and
you
blinks slowly.
yeah, with your insight, passive insight, which I believe is 12, or is it trained?
Let me see, inside. It's not trained, so yeah, it's 12.
You think he is not being honest.
Ilya kind of looks at him, takes out some of her rations, and just puts it in his hand and go, "Maybe not stealing is a good idea tonight, yeah?"
Oh, I don't know what you mean, but thank you. How many rations do you give him?
2.
Alright, so you give him 2 days worth of rations. He would act like he doesn't know what you're talking about and then kind of slowly, like, walk away.
Ilya goes ahead. Did she see how he looked like or no?
Uh, yeah, with a 14, you probably saw that he had a cloak on, normal looking clothes. He actually had one of the. Well, actually, I don't know if you would have noticed what Neil had on him.
The high boots.
The high boots. No, he didn't have the high boots or the loincloth. He definitely looks shady because I don't think the Thieves Guild would mark themselves, obviously. So you might think he might be a member of that group that they were talking. Well, that Neil was talking about.
You mean the Thieves Guild doesn't go around in thigh-high boots and loincloths?
No, it's not. It's not a dress uniform. No, they're not all shirtless with thigh high boots.
But are they men in tights
Disappointing.
though?
They're not all stripper looking. So, anything else, Felia?
Ilya kind of looks around again and then quickly runs after Moonbiter and Dranu.
Well, Duranu, I think, is gonna. He has his own place that he's kind of shacked up. Or do you think you'd be staying at the inn, Duranu?
No.
Durano would be just sleeping on the wall.
Alright, so maybe hanging out in the barracks or something?
Yeah, it's just
Or do you mean like actually sleeping outside of town in nature?
like sleeping on the wall so that if shit goes down, he's already there.
Alright. That's fine. What sort of, I guess, what sort of lifestyle would you have? Like, for your daily upkeep? Are you familiar
Probably-
with the upkeep rules?
Yeah, it'd be pretty squalid.
Okay, so there
Easy.
is a chance you'll get stuff stolen if you go squalid. Now, you can do it, I'm just gonna let you know that.
Yeah, that's fine. You just sort of.
I mean, you have a pretty good perception, so you're probably gonna see any attempts, but it puts you at more danger than normal lifestyle.
Yeah, he doesn't really value stuff, so he'd be fine. Just
All right, fair enough.
sleeping next to the wall.
So you kind of just sleep wherever.
Mm.
So Philia, you and Moonbiter are headed back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk into the tavern. You see a very tired Julian. Looks like he is about to kind of get up and maybe go to bed and have someone else keep watch. He gives you a big yawn and says, "Oh, you must be Helmet and Redskin? Tanskin? Sorry, these were the names I was given for you."
Leah kind of sighs and goes, "Let me guess. Did the dog-looking one give you the descriptions?"
Yeah, I think so. I'm Julian, by the way, innkeeper, but they said you'd be coming and they wanted me to tell you the rooms that they were in.
Leah kind of just sighs, kind of slides him a silver piece and just says, "Which room is it, please?"
Oh, thank you, ma'am. And he gives you the room number. Alright, so back to no one. Karen, you said there was something else you wanted to do, like looking at the dagger?
I'm just taking some time to like check it out, see what's up with it.
Alright, so give me a perception check. Alright, so the
It's a big
dagger. Yeah, the dagger doesn't give you. Like, if you're just kind of looking at it and maybe using it to try to figure out what it doesn't feel much different than one of your own daggers. Which is a little odd because you thought it was lighter last time you held it.
Huh.
You remember it being very light and quicker, but it seems like it's just feels like one of the daggers you might be carrying.
I know it's like, do I know it's magical?
So, I
Because
thi-
I know Philia did like a detect magic, but was she detecting the box because the box had the alarm spell on it, or was she detecting the dagger?
I believe she was
I only
detecting.
saw, yeah, I only saw the box was glowing. I didn't see what was in the box.
Well, you believe that you saw the aura coming out of the box, not the box itself. So you think what was inside the box was magical. At least when you were in town, that's what you detected.
What's in the box?
Back in Highguard. So, do you want to do anything else, Karen, or should I pass the night?
Pass the night.
All right.
Well, I guess the last thing I will do is, as a ritual, cast alarm.
Okay. Where are you putting it? Just in the room in general?
Yeah, mostly in front, like just kind of in a 20-foot cube.
And are you actually out of spell slots, or did you just not mark them
It's a
up?
I'm out of. Well, I have an arcane. I have one arcane recovery, so I can get 2 spell slots back, or I can get
Mm-hmm.
I think 1 spell slot back.
Okay. None of that
Um,
matters because you're about to go to bed, but I was just curious.
I'm about to go to bed, and it's a ritual.
Okay.
So.
So the group goes to bed for the evening, and you would all level up to level 3. So,
Contract done.
exactly. The recent experiences of the group, as well as Duranu, with all his work during the siege, have paid off, and you all advanced to 3rd level. So
Thanks so
before
much for
you,
this level.
oh, I think I do have the compendium shared. So if you want to use the level up button, you can level up quick. And I'm actually gonna do. Let's do a 5-minute break as well to give people time to do that, and if you need to stretch or go to the restroom. So 5 minutes. Any questions before I step away for a moment?
Do I want to level up as a rogue or a wizard?
That's for you to decide.
You're a
Is
hairy
it?
wizard.
Alright, I'll be back.
Go for it.
I need to pick a spell.
What do you guys think?
Which one do you think you're going to use more?
Um, well, I know I only want about 6 levels in wizard for sure.
Well, I suppose it comes down to. Do you
But I'm
think it-
thinking, but rogues get cunning action at level 2.
So Rogue
Trying
is
to get
about a
one of
level
those.
2 to get. Rogue does tend to be about a level 2 to get. But multi-classing before you pick your archetype.
I think wizard. When do I pick my archetype?
Third, I believe. You pick your school at 3rd level.
I know rogue is 3rd level.
Yeah. Is this mic any better, by the way? This is like the 3rd mic.
Yeah, no, this is good.
Okay, cool. Because, you know, if one sounds shitty, swap to another and just keep rotating through mics until one sounds good.
I just moved my phone more close.
Yeah,
Well,
they're 2nd level wizard. You get the arcane tradition.
yeah,
So
2nd.
yeah, I'm gonna do wizard.
Useful. I've got a pet now.
I really. Oh my god, this is. I want to know what everybody is. Oh, it's so annoying.
I've got a pet. I need another character sheet.
Don't know what spell to take. God, it's just.
I
Oh,
went to
stressing.
a spell that I should realistically never use.
I don't know why I'm stressing. I can just swap it when I go to sleep again, but I literally can't pick on my spells. No, sorry, let's do that. I've got the important ones. Okay.
I'm gonna drop off for a few and take a bio break. Back in a sec.
Go for it.
Yeah, congratulations on the accent failure. It's really good, by the way.
It's hard to keep it on because I've
I
been.
know. I know. Why do you think there are times when you don't get me speaking that much? Because I'm a bit like, I can't keep the voice. And it's when you like talk in your normal voice, and then you have to try and go back. You're just like, no, I've got to get the voice right. I've got to get the voice right. I've got to get the voice right.
My gosh, but
You can
no.
feel it in your voice when you've got the accent and not, and when you're going to speak and you've not got it, you're just like, no, don't say it. It's really good, by the way.
Thank you.
It is really good. Now I'm just kind of shit. Now that I maintain mine.
You've been doing really good though. Like,
Yeah, I've started to speak like no, I don't actually speak less because of it. I just there's nothing to say. It's just like trying to, because it's really weird because trying to maintain it. Sorry, this is just us talking about accents. So everyone else is just like, yeah. It's maintaining it and knowing to get it into that thing. It's difficult. Yeah.
to get into the character's mindset, yeah, it's. But I'm trying though.
That thing, the one benefit though I find in doing it this way is the fact that because it's fantasy, if you lose it, it doesn't entirely matter. Like if you go a bit from the accent you want, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the. I can't wait for Karen to have a character who has to have an accent. She just does it for that one and just goes, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing that again."
She tried for shock though, and it kind of went. It kind of went, you know, just a
Are
little
you
bit.
making fun of my accents?
No, it went though. It was like it was more growly, you know, a lot more manly sounding.
Manly sound.
Manly
I
sound.
find it funny because there's someone said like me doing it. I'm never sure if it's more Middle Eastern or if it's more Irish. So every time I'm speaking, I'm just like I start going more one way than the other. I'm just like no, bring it back. I'm like, I end up like if I go too Indian, I start sounding like a poo from The Simpsons. I'm just like, no, that's bad. Bring it back, bring it back. I'm like, hit the middle, hit the middle, hit the middle. And then I start going really northern. I start going really fucking Irish. I start talking like that and just like, no, that's not right. Bring it in the middle, bring it. And it's really hard to keep it in between them two. It's like so much of one, so much of the other. It's really just like, ah.
All right, how are we doing?
Well, I really
Everyone,
want one bit for like him to actually lose his accent. Everyone just looks at him and just goes, no. This is my normal voice. No.
All right, how are we doing,
Take it,
everyone? Is the level up going
Arguing.
okay?
We're discussing accents. That's it.
Yeah, don't mind.
No worries. Is everyone ready with their level up, or are people still working on it?
Still working on it.
All right,
We're ready with mine.
all right.
Quick
One
question,
sec.
Raven. Do the coins go by a 10 value or a 100 value?
What do you mean?
Like how many silver is it for a gold piece?
Oh, it's I think it's 10. So it's 10 copper to a silver, 10 silver to a gold, 10 gold to a platinum.
Okay, thank you.
Or maybe it's 100 gold for a platinum, I forget.
10 gold normally. Could I get a NPC character sheet? My new pet.
Can
Maybe. Character sheets are still being wonky, last I checked.
It should just be an NPC one, so hopefully it's fine.
I'm gonna try
With-
refreshing again, see if they fix anything.
with the dungeon master's consent, may I take Gift of Alacrity?
What is that?
It's a spell. For the duration, you can add 1d8 to initiative rolls.
Is that a legal spell?
It's on roll 20.
Yeah, it's a Dunamancy spell from Wildmount.
Note the spell requires dungeon master's consent and is typically reserved for Chronergy Wizard School of Magic.
Oh, it's a Wildemont thing.
I think so.
Wildmount
I don't know.
thing,
It's
yeah.
it's offered in the list, so there's just a note that says I require consent. So it's up to you.
Are you taking a level of wizard?
I am.
I wonder why it has a note. That's a weird note.
It has that note because Wildmount introduced Dunamancy, which isn't like a Forgotten Realms lore thing, so
Yeah.
if
They
you
have-
allow Dunamancy, normally fine.
They have magnified gravity there as well, which also has that note.
Yeah.
It's some of the things from Critical Role that they have on Beyond, but it's not official with the so the thing.
Well, why I thought that was official. It was just like it's the same. It's the same as like Acquisitions Unlimited in that it's official but not.
Yeah. Is it like not like Adventure League or something? Is that what it is?
I believe it is allowed in Adventurers League for characters that would interact with Dunamancy. It's more because it's a specifically Dunamance spell that it has that
Alright.
note on it.
So if you want, I can say yes with the asterisk for now, but I reserve the right to be like, this is probably no good later, if you're okay
Sure.
with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yes, asterisk is my answer.
Can we also go to the marketplace and buy things, or no?
Yeah. So in the morning, there are a lot of people down at the inn, kind of almost waiting for you all, interested in talking to you and finding out more about what happened. As it sounds like the Heroes of Chaur / Fluffy Kitties, to a lesser extent, have been the talk of the town over the evening. So you are welcome today to engage them, but yes, you can also go to the marketplace and buy things for book price. As the marketplace is restocked and they have a lot of normal supplies now. ropes, food, all that.
Did we get paid?
Yes, so Shock in the morning, he's there with Melody. They're both smiling, talking happily. He would greet you as you come downstairs and say, friends, I have your money here. And he would have, I guess, 5 small sacks, because there were 5 of you. Each of them containing, I believe it was the 30 gold pieces, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it was 30 there and then another 30 on arrival. I could double check my notes. Yeah, we'll say yeah. Okay, so he gives you each a sack of 30 gold pieces and says, thank you again for your hard work. You've probably saved a lot of lives by helping get the food into town. And Melody says, and you saved my life as well. I'll be forever in your debt. And like they both kind of smile and he gives her a little pat on the back.
Such tips. Is that including me as well?
Yes, because we said that you were just going to be part of the group, so you would also get the 30. So, yeah, what does the group want to do today? I assume you woke up a little bit later because you had the late sleep. So for 8 hours, it would be 12 o'clock in the afternoon when you start to come down. So we'll say it's 12 p.m. right now.
Who was in what room? Like, I know Ophelia and Moonbiter turned up later, but who went into what room, just so... Like, which rooms did them two go into?
I don't know. How were you all sharing rooms the evening?
Well, none of us are that close just yet, so it's kind of like that awkward pacing through each door, like, like.
Yeah.
That's, I want to know, like, if Quinton's waking up with someone in the next to him or something. That's what.
And then Marcellinus, the two celestial people.
We don't know.
They're both shining in the morning.
Right.
I don't care who I wake up next to, but I definitely do not go into the room where Karen is. So if I open the door and see her, I immediately go to a different room.
Me, you, and Karen already picked the first room.
You've
so
been stabbed enough by her for one lifetime.
I don't know, like, awake, I get stabbed. I don't know what happens when I sleep. So
I apologized.
Oh no, that's fine. No, like, you are beaten, but that
Look,
doesn't
let's
mean
not
I'm still gonna
bicker and argue about who stabbed who.
Yeah, it's all in the past, you know.
Oh no, we definitely know who stabbed who. Like that's not
exactly.
a question.
Yeah, no. So I'm just saying, no disrespect, right. But I will go into another room.
You just open the door. Now. You just open the door. You're like, nope, and then you just close it.
Yeah, I just no.
I love that. I love that image.
Carrying a dagger, and I'm like, I'll just slowly close the door and just go somewhere else.
Nope.
All right. So which one of you is sleeping with which one of us?
So who's sleeping with Karen?
Maybe Ophelia with Karen, Moonbiter with Marcellus, Moonbiter with Quinton. Ophelia opens the door, goes, "Nope, you stabbed too many people," and does a sec.
Yep, I wake up with Quintus. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I guess Marcellus has the room to himself.
Yeah.
If he's asleep next to me, has Moonbiter still got his helmet on, or has his helmet come off?
Oh no, yeah, no, it's not something weird. Like I would wake up normally having all my armor.
If Quinton wakes up before Moonbiter, Quinton is genuinely gonna like try and see what his full face looks like.
Oh yeah.
What would your actual face look like? I assume it would just look like a normal human.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, I think I described it earlier for
yes. Yeah, you did. Let me see what it is.
Monkey beat.
Here, I found it.
Tan skin, sunbaked, cracked with wrinkles, very dark brown eyes, and a hint of short-cropped hair that looks pretty.
So the hint would be because she's seeing me under the visor, but obviously you can just see my hair. So yeah, so it's just sun bleached, short cropped, and then everything else is.
The one thing that Quinton is going to think is, I'm not sure if does he look very old or young?
I look weathered, so like you can probably say that like I'm probably like I look youngish, but just the amount of like wrinkles and like crow's eyes, like I have too many features that make it kind of weird, as if like he could be like in his mid. at this point, but it's kind of hard to tell.
What's the actor's name that looks like 30 years older than he is?
Oh my, what is his name?
Benjamin Button. No, I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
No, there's a. Oh, anyway, yeah, I get what you're saying. So
Brendan's just going to check him out and just be like, yeah, I could shag him, and then walk out the room.
all right, it's like he's shaggable even without the helmet.
Yeah. No, without the helmet, he's shaggable. With the helmet, no.
All right. So yeah, you head downstairs. Everyone sort of gets up around 12. As I said, you meet up with Shock. He would give you each your money bag. He says, "Oh, I think the innkeep was looking for you. Said you had a message or something."
He had a message for us?
Yeah, I think he said someone came in this morning and had some kind of message for the group.
Alright. That sounds interesting.
He
Well,
also... Or go ahead, sorry.
Thank you for letting us know.
Says, yeah, no problem. He lowers his voice a bit and he says, also, I don't suppose any of you know anything about one of our packages going missing. One of the packages in the rear of the caravan. I'm assuming you didn't see anything because you were fighting along the middle, but some stuff was missing and a carriage was burned.
Are all of us there, or is it just Karen on her own talking to Shock?
It's all
Is
of
this
you.
Shock talking?
Yeah, this is Shock. He lowers his voice and kind of
So-
whispers that.
I mean, I was at the front. I didn't see anything.
Give me a deception check.
Well, just out of curiosity, because when we, I know it's been 2 weeks, but at some point we were all in a circle talking to Shock, and the group revealed that they knew that there was a dagger in the box, and he was like, "How the hell do you know there's a dagger?" And we're just like, "Oh, we heard people talking about it."
Yeah.
And then that just went away.
They turned up with the hobgoblin.
And then the
kind of-
hobgoblin, and
Oh,
we're just
yeah.
like diverted our attention.
Yeah,
So-
well, he hasn't mentioned it's the dagger yet. He's just kind of gauging the group's reaction, you would assume.
I rolled a 19.
Alright. Yeah, so he says something pretty valuable went missing. The caravan master isn't pleased, so I was just wondering if you knew anything about that. Maybe
What missing?
he says it was actually the thing we talked about that I was surprised you knew about it. He says, and you all, I think, were the only ones who knew about it, apart from some guards, but they're all dead.
Huh.
Donna, and you're next, Stab.
Hey.
Damn it, Karen, we talked about this. So I was just curious, during the fight, did you see anything odd to the south? Maybe some sort of figure slipping away, setting things on fire?
Maybe it kind of just looks
No.
around and just.
I was
don't think so.
I was a direwolf. No, I didn't see anything. Like, once we cleared the middle bit, I think, apart from Marcellus, who ran up to the front, and Karen, who was up there fighting with you anyway, the rest of us kind of just took a rest because we were really, really, near death, to be honest. So, no.
Quentin, are you in on what happened to you lying right now, or do you actually not know?
He doesn't know it was Karen, but he does know that because he was the only one with enough passive perception to see Karen sneaking through the bushes heading north from south. But he
Okay.
doesn't know she did anything. He just knows that she said, "Oh, I was at north," and he was
So-
like,
So maybe he's sort of
What?
just leaving out information?
"Yeah." Like he's not lying because he doesn't know. He's just not admitting
Well,
everything he knows.
Omission is a form of lying.
Okay.
Gosh,
Uh,
dang it.
Give me a deception check.
Okay.
Quentin!
I'm surprised
You
that he
know too
doesn't
much. This is
know.
what we get for telling Quentin stuff. Alright.
Quentin can tell
So
anything. Quentin just
he
knows.
says, regardless, I'm not trying to give you all the fourth, or was it the fourth degree, fifth degree, whatever. I'm not trying to give you all the fifth degree. I just was curious.
No, like, I please tell us more information, like anything we can do to help. Like,
It's not 5th degree, it's 3rd degree.
Yeah, third degree.
I believe it's 6 degree.
He says, "Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything any of you can do at this point. I mean, if someone stole it during the fight, they're probably long gone back at Highguard with their prize."
What is it? What's important about the thing that apparently they've stolen? We
It
still
was,
don't know what's going on with that.
He says it was just an item of interest to the noble of this town, a man by the name of Lord Blackwater. Galen Blackwater, his name is.
Do I know who this is?
You probably recognize one of those names, but you probably have not met him personally. So he says,
Who
oh, go ahead.
who would this Blackwater be? Because honestly, not a clue, no idea.
He's I mean, he himself isn't all that powerful, but his family is kind of a big deal within the capital. The Blackwaters are, he says, I think the matron, I forget her name, but she's a second seat on the council, which is the second most powerful position within the empire. I think her son out here is one of the black sheep of the family, but I don't know much about him, honestly. So I know that he was looking to get something transported in secret, which is kind of why we weren't talking about that thing. I don't know why he wanted it. But what's done is done. He says we did the best we could. I mean, the main thing is we got food to these people who are starving. As far as I am concerned, the nobles can go piss off. He knew the risks. We did the best we could. So don't think I'm blaming any of you or putting you at fault. You've all done
No,
quite
not
a
at
bit.
all. We're just concerned about you and your group. I mean, if he decides to take this out on you, we wouldn't want that.
I don't think he's. He doesn't strike me as the vindictive type, but he might question me a bit. But that's none of your concern. I'll be fine. I've dealt with nobles before. He says, in any event, just wanted to check in with you. I'll be here with Mel. We're probably going to be in town for a while, as the threat of the bandits is still very real, and I don't know if we're going to be taking the caravan out until maybe we get some backup from Highguard, or someone figures out a way to take care of these bandits that are attacking us.
Now, when we first talked there, he is aware that's the Iron Tide at this point, right? Because that's something that we talked about when I first joined the group. Or
Did
do they
he
still?
talk to you about the
they haven't-
Iron Tide? I don't think
Nope.
he actually identified them as that. I think that
No,
might be...
he did. He did.
Yeah,
'cause he
no, I
did.
I
Okay.
told them.
Oh,
Yeah,
you told
like-
them. Okay, got it.
Yeah, exactly. So like we had like that's the only knowledge so far. It's been the Iron Tide, and like I think it was whether or not how much he knew about the Iron Tide.
So
like,
did you tell
as-
Shock about the Iron Tide, or just your group?
No, Shock was there because Shock originally he's like, "What's your deal?" And I'm like, "Blah blah blah." And then Iron Tide bad, and we try and do other things. And then he's like, "Iron Tide," and then I think it was I forget whether or not
Alright.
he either recognized the name or didn't recognize it.
So in that case, he would be referring to them as the Iron Tide, assuming that you were telling him the truth. So he says, "Yeah, until someone takes care of these Iron Tide, I think we're going to be in Chaur for a bit. You might want to see what the innkeeper had for you, but I mean, other than that, let me know what you're all up to. I'll be around."
Not gonna lie, I've just realised we've not actually talked about Moonbiter being part of the Iron Tide and switching sides.
I know.
Oh, and for those who haven't seen him, it's Shock.
Pretty boy.
Is he a pretty boy? Just looks like a grizzled guy with a beard. I guess it depends.
There you
on,
go.
Guess it
He's
depends.
that
Yeah,
way.
exactly. What you're into. And
I agree with my initial comment.
of course, Melody, the priestess you saved. What was your initial comment?
I was asked if Shock is handsome, and the answer is obviously yes.
Yep.
Yep.
There you go. Alright.
He shows up to your room. The answer is yes.
But Neil, though, you know, I'm just saying, like,
That
Neil and
loincloth.
Shock together.
I think we should incorporate this into the final name of the group. Something the thirsty.
The thirsty cats,
The
just like, all right.
thirsty bandit.
Instead
We'll
of
call
the,
it.
instead of the
We're just
cuddly
turning this-
cats.
We're just turning this game into a dating sim.
Yeah.
It's,
We have
you
to
know
go
what?
on a
It's not a
quest.
beer
We don't have time for quests. I gotta take Shock out on a date.
I know. I
not
gotta
a
figure out what he
vehicle.
likes.
It's not a beer crawl. It's a day crawl. We gotta go from each town picking someone we all date from the town and then move on.
We all date the
What's a
same
dating
person.
sim?
Marcellus
Like-
is like, I'm out of here. You guys are crazy.
Was the brief of the
No.
campaign given to me wrong? I heard it was a dating sim.
Yeah.
I'm here to kill dragons, not date them.
Hey, you could shag it and kill it.
Oh,
Oh my.
Everyone take a level in board.
We're all smooth talkers. Hey.
Hey,
They just go really quiet.
have you seen no one's persuasion?
Hey, no one can be anyone they want. No one could date every single member of the group, and no one would know.
Yeah,
Literally.
only no one would know.
Yeah.
literally no one knows.
Alright. Well, what does the group want to do at this point? Is Shaka is enjoying
Quincy,
his
we're
breakfast.
We're gonna go
I
talk
want
to the
breakfast.
barkeep.
Okay.
I want breakfast. I want breakfast first. Like, I need food.
Can we
I
we
need
talk to the
food.
barkeep as well as get breakfast?
Yeah, I mean, you could stop by there, then come back here and have some breakfast. So you go to Julian. He wishes you good morning. He says, "Oh yeah, no, someone stopped by. Said they had a missive for the Fluffy Kittens / Heroes of Chaur. They weren't sure what your name was." And he pulls out a scroll that's sealed with a wax family insignia, which no one you would recognize as the Blackwater insignia.
Hmm.
And actually,
Oh.
anyone with history might recognize it as well.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, I guess no one would be the only one, but he hands it over to the group, and he says, yeah, I assume it's from Lord Blackwater. He's the only noble in town.
Hmm.
While we're at the inn, can I have breakfast? I
And
am
sorry,
hungry.
it's just like a missive or like a note or something.
Yeah, it's like a rolled up scroll with a wax seal on it.
All
Does
right.
it smell of perfume at all? Is there
What
a
is it?
scent on
It probably smells a little bit of roses. You know, how noble people like to do. Make it
Oh
fancy.
yeah.
It smells of dead. It's horrible. Trust me, they've scented the paper. It's absolutely vile.
They tortured those roses.
They didn't torture it, but they soaked them in horrible stuff. Just no.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
Julian, I want food because I'm starving, hungry. Can I have food and tea?
Says, yeah, just go back to the bar. Joel will get you set
We're
up.
at the bar. We're at the bar. Sorry.
Yeah, no, he says the bar's back through those two doors over there. This is the common area of the inn. But yeah, if you go back to the bar, there's probably a bunch of people having breakfast.
Right. I'm off. I go and order food and go. Sit
I'll
down.
go join you. Yeah, let's get some grub.
Alright, and you don't have to worry about the prices. If you're living the standard lifestyle of a gold piece a day, it kind of assumes you're eating like, normal foods, normal drink, unless you want to try to live fancy, which I think is 2 gold pieces a day for the next step up.
Not here. Nope.
So what I would do is, since so far my performance has aided me very well, and supposedly there's all these people who want to talk to the heroes of the Char and be regaled by our stories of bravery and dare-doing, I would play that up and use my feature of by popular demand to basically encourage people to pay for food and drink for us while we're at this inn.
Okay. Does anyone
they are
remember what the rules for upkeep were called? That's lifestyle, I think. Okay.
Yeah. Lifestyle. I have that table here. One second.
Yeah, I just grabbed it. So yeah, modest. You can probably go up to wealthy in this town if you really wanna. You can't go aristocratic. There's not enough luxuries, but you could go wealthy if you want to do 4 gold a day. I usually do that at the end of the day, so don't worry about it for now. But by
If they are-
popular demand, okay.
Yeah, if people are paying for it, then Quinton will go like 1 above what he's normally at. But if it's him
Yeah.
paying for it, he won't.
I'm going for comfortable. So like the aim is, you know, like obviously living a good lifestyle, and then go like if
So,
people are like, oh, tell me stuff. I'm like, yes, please. Oh, my
so
cup is empty.
I'll say by popular demand, we'll get you a modest lifestyle for free. If you want to
Okay.
go up, you can just minus a gold piece from whatever the expenses amount is. So if you want to go comfortable, it would be 1 instead of 2, and wealthy would be
No,
3.
I'll stick with just like what they're paying because printing's cheap.
Yeah, I'll spend the extra gold since I made so much the other night to.
Oh well, by popular demand only covers you. Everyone else in the group would have to pay the normal upkeep.
Oh yeah, no, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'll go to comfortable for me personally. But yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you have you order some of the more fancy things the bar has to offer, some of the higher price stuff, and I'm assuming everyone else just has like mutton and eggs or something more common. You would have your breakfast, and it is about 1 o'clock at this point. Sun's up. The town's in full swing. What does the group want to do? You still haven't opened the note yet.
Do I get the sense that I could find a pearl worth 100 gold pieces in this town?
I mean, you could check the market, see what's being sold.
All right. I wanna look at the note first, but then I do want to go look at this, see if I can find something.
Okay. No one. Do you have any knowledge of smithing, like smith's tools or anything like that?
No.
Okay, because you might have known something about the dagger. But the note, if you unwrap it, break the seal, it seems like it's an invitation for the heroes of Chaur to come and see Lord Blackwater at his estate at your earliest convenience. He would like to speak to you about possible employment opportunities. And did the sign Lord Galen Blackwater.
So
At
it
this
sounds
point,
like we have two.
go ahead.
Do we think? Because you guys mentioned the Bloodhand thieves, or at least Neil.
I don't know if Ophelia and Moonbiter mentioned him yet.
I haven't mentioned them yet. I would say like here in the morning while we're all like getting our morning rituals done, wherever that be, whether breakfast or other things, that I would strike up a conversation, be like, so like obviously you guys were in it on that caravan together. So what are your plans next?
I don't know. Are you going to start attacking us the next time somebody attacks us and they're better armed? Because that's what you did.
I mean, I don't recall ever attacking you personally.
No, but the people you were attacking us with, you turned on them because we were better armed and you thought, I'll survive this. So,
I mean, that's one way of putting it, but sure, I can see your misgivings. But
how would you put it then?
I mean, we've just met each other. There's no use staling the relationship with giving out too many details too early. But I would say that was a particular circumstance that I was in with the Iron Tide. And
I believe Moonbiter knows exactly what would happen to him if he betrayed us, and Karen will give him a wink.
Not again!
I don't wink back. I just look at you, say, "Yeah." So far, being friendly has been very pain-free. So I can only imagine what being your enemy would be like. And I.
We're just gonna look at Karen and go, so who was it that stayed in your room last night? Because Moonbiter was with me. So who was with you?
Peter kind of just looks off to the side and just, well, you see, the thing is, I was with her, but she didn't stab me, so there's no need for the argument this early in the morning. And she tries to quickly eat her food, and she can leave.
Okay, can we see your face though? Because we see like you're a tiefling and stuff. Are you like still hooded in cloaks and everything?
No, she's still like huddled over, like just like barely concealing like her mouth, but she's still just kind of stuffing her face quickly.
We're just gonna lean over to Karen and just be like, "What does she look like under that hood?"
Did you take the hood off while we were in the room?
I don't think she slept in your room. I just think she said it.
Nope.
No? Well, I just shrug, shake my head.
Oh, right.
So as you are talking, you would see Duranu step in from outside. He walks over to the bar and hands Joe a potato, and Joe nods. He says, "Same as usual, eh, friend?"
Please.
And he says, "I'll bring it right out." And Duranu, you would notice the group all sitting at this table, along with Shock and Melody, kind of chatting. And there are actually a good amount of people in here trying to talk to them as well. A lot of the more than you're used to seeing in the early mornings. It's usually a couple of farmers who come to drink and have breakfast, but it's actually pretty loaded for a morning. For
It
a
is
morning
noon.
thing. All right, yeah, okay. I guess for noon, this might be more normal for noon, but definitely more people than usual.
Melody, does he normally have a potato? Because I've not really seen Dragonborn eat potatoes. Normally they eat meat.
You asking Melody? She says, "Oh,
Yeah.
I don't really know him that well. I haven't actually spoken to him. I thought you all knew that one."
No, I met him last night, and honestly, I was very tired.
Oh,
When you say that about Dragonborn, I would just say Dragonborn are just like anybody else. They'll eat what they got, you know.
So meat.
Oh, I
Ilya
mean,
kind of
well,
whacks Quentin over the head.
Oh, what?
hey, even I prefer meat when I can afford it. But you know, when you're out in the wild or if or times are hard, you'll accept anything.
But being in the wild would be the best time to find meat because there's animals out there that you hunt and kill and eat, which is meat.
I
Doesn't
mean,
mean
if
that
you can
you're.
catch them.
Hmm.
Oh, I forget people can't turn into animals like me. I always forget that. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I just do it. Sorry.
Ilya
Wait,
kind of
Sorry.
just sighs. It just.
do you? And I'll give you an odd look, like my fork halfway to the mouth and to my mouth, and I'll set it down and say, "Do you befriend animals just so you can eat them later to get their
No,
guard
no, no,
down?"
no. I turn into animals
oh,
to hunt them. I,
tokens
I
are
don't.
fixed. Okay, good. Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like summoning an animal to eat it's kind of cheating. You, you, you know, it's not as fun
You can't
because you
summon
don't.
an animal to eat it because as soon as it dies, it just poofs away.
Hmm.
So that wouldn't actually
Yeah, and
work.
there's that. And there's that.
Oh, I wouldn't know that, so I just like, as you say that, I'm just like, wow, like sounds
Yeah.
like waste of a good gift, and I just keep eating my meal.
I will wave over Daranu and invite him to join us.
Alright, so as
Everyone just
he's
hates it.
waiting for his potato, you kind of wave him over. Do you want to go join them, Daranu?
I'll go over.
Alright, you wait. Hopefully, the barmaid will bring you your potato. So you take a
How
seat.
much?
So this, you were talking about your. Oh, okay, there it is. Is that from
Yeah.
your ranger thing at 3rd level?
It is. I'm a Drake Warden, therefore I have a companion Drake
I
that
see.
I can summon once a day, which I would have done when I woke up.
And that's just as you hit 3rd level?
Yeah.
So yeah, we can say maybe you've been looking for one and you were maybe caught it a while back and you were finally able to finish training it. What's the pet called? Because the stats might already be in Roll20.
It's called Drake Companion. It goes off proficiency bonus, so it's currently Drake Companion PB2. If you just create the character sheet, I can
Yeah,
drag
I
it on
see
from the
it.
compendium.
I see it. All right.
Bro.
So I'll give you control, so you can replace the picture if you want. But there you go. And let's see. So this is for Daranu. I'll let you all see what it looks like, just because you would all see it. But Daranu, you should be able to control it. So you should be able to
Okay.
edit the sheet now.
Yep.
Does he have the same coloration as you?
He is blue, not sapphire.
So yeah, do you want to bring him into town right now? Because he might startle some of the people because they haven't had a chance to get used to him yet.
Oh yeah,
Or are
he'd
you
be.
just gonna leave him like outside or something?
Oh, he'd be in tow.
All right, so there's definitely a little bit of weary. Like as he comes into the tavern, a couple of people may have been a little bit freaked out. Everyone would back up. Um, the barkeep Joe would look over and say, "Duranu, what's this about?"
Oh, this is my fluffy kitty.
He says, "That ain't no kitty. That thing's huge. Is it safe?"
Aye, of course.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
When he,
since they
when he
know
says
that.
fluffy kitty, Quinton's gonna glare at Felia, just like,
Never forget.
Let's do that. An advantage persuasion.
All right. He kind of he nods and says, "All right, just make sure he stays calm. I don't want to have any trouble in here."
How does he look like, the Drake companion?
What
So he's
does he
just a
look like?
he's just a small drake. He's got blue scales, and he's just
So,
sort of
aren't
constantly
drakes?
weaving.
Just really quick, aren't drakes usually medium size, or is this actually a small drake?
This is a small drake. He is
Oh,
not
okay.
quite medium.
All right, so
He's
he's not
not a big boy yet.
he's
He's a
not
baby drake.
he's not a normal drake yet. Okay, got it. He's more like a big dog, maybe.
Yeah, probably around that size. Just sort of weaving in and out of between my legs, and
He
when
seems
people start getting agitated, I'll just sort of tell them to go lie down next to the party's table before I go over.
Alright, so luckily he has become well trained and will happily go lie down, just kind of keeping an eye on you, as he wants to protect his master. So yeah, sorry, I just wanted to give that quick side note, because there is a Drake in here now along with Duranu. So Duranu, as said, sits down and joins the conversation. Shock seems very interested in the Drake. He says, "Where'd you find that? I didn't think those type of creatures were around these parts."
They don't tend to be. Sort of followed me through the wilds.
Ah, like some kind of dog?
Something like that.
I see. Well, he looks like he could be very useful if one got into a scuffle. He seems very well trained too. Melody says, "I think he's cute."
Dorano, how much of what I was saying did you hear?
I wasn't listening. None of it. I wasn't listening. Didn't seem like a
No, that's
conversation.
fine. That's fine. That's
included me.
fine. That's fine. That's good. That's good.
He was
That's-
distracted
yeah, no.
by the Drake, having to talk
Yeah,
to
no.
the Drake people about
That-
the Drake.
That's fine. That's good. That's good. Yeah. No, I'm going to. Yeah. Be okay.
Oh, the Drake is very happy to get some food. He would happily take food from Ophelia, unless his master told him not to.
I'll tell him not to bite, but he'll accept it.
Alright, so he grabs the food and munches it down. You just give him like a day of rations or something?
Yeah.
Alright, giving out all your rations, Ophelia. You're not going to have any food. But I think you said you were heading to the market anyway, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, you all kind of sit and chat. If you want, we can do some time for RP now, or I could say that, just some time passes as you talk about various things. Does the group have anything they want to do?
Well, was anyone going to mention Neil? Or
Oh,
not?
We don't
okay.
know.
I got you. Don't worry about it. Felia kind of looks around the group. Of the group.
Do we see Neil? Is Neil in the room?
No, Neil's not here right now.
Oh,
Felia
no.
kind of looks around and, we met someone last night that kind of looked like a person of the night. We weren't sure what kind of business he had, but he
What, a
came and talked.
vampire?
He came and talked to Moonbody.
Oh, and what did he say?
Felia kind of looks at Moonbiter. I'm not really sure if she can say it out loud or not.
Oh yeah, no, I go ahead. I'm still eating, so I just motion to you with the fork, just keep going as I keep eating my food.
he provision he asked us if we can be a hired help, or I guess men with swords
For
for a
what?
problem he has.
Hmm.
For what problem?
He didn't want to say.
Hmm.
You said his name was Neil, Shock says?
Yeah, his name is Neil.
Neil.
Neil the escort.
I wonder if he works for, oh, maybe. I wonder if he works for Blackwater. Melody says, yeah, I don't know who else in town would have money to really pay for anything.
Why would he need to send Neil if he was sending a letter? Like, that
Yeah,
just doesn't make sense.
I suppose that's true. I wonder, who else in town might have money to hire mercenaries?
He doesn't work for Blackwater. He has his own
Oh.
employment.
Do you know who he works for? Melody asks Dorano.
I have an idea.
Do you want to share the idea?
Mysterious one, this one is.
Maybe if I remembered what it was. Was it Bloodhound?
Yes, it is the
Bloodhound.
Bloodhand. Neil says, oh, them. Wait, the Bloodhand are here? Shock says. What would the Bloodhand be doing in a frontier town? There's no profit to it.
Yeah, again, who are the Bloodhounds? Like, literally not a clue.
So anyone with a criminal background would definitely know who the Bloodhand are. Anyone who with a background of like living in cities or on the streets would definitely know who they are. And anyone with history would probably also know who they are. The Bloodhand are a very prominent mafia organization that operates within the Teruvian Empire. They have many different cells that operate independently. There is rumored to be like a main Bloodhand like group, but no one knows much about them or what they do. Yeah, so they're kind of like a muscle group. Well, not muscle, but like a group that has works with does illegal activities, accomplishes things that people want done, and are usually pretty trustworthy in the sense that if they say they're going to do something, they do it. Their group has a they're not they're not a, they're definitely not good, but they have a reputation of being reliable if you pay them, if you're a friend.
They follow like their own laws.
Yeah, they have a code. Like
Yeah.
if they take money from you, like I mean, not that it never happens, but it's very unlikely that they're gonna like betray you or turn against you or not do what they say they're gonna do.
Who was
So
it that mentioned? Go ahead, sorry.
I'm gonna say, so has anyone had any dealings with the Bloodhound? Because I don't.
I think no one. You would know of them for sure. I don't know about the rest of the group. Probably Moonbiter, just because he has the mercenary background. Marcellinus, I don't know about you. What do you think?
I don't think he's heard of them, unfortunately.
Okay, so yeah, he probably doesn't know much about them. And Duranu knows about them just because they've been in town.
Would
Meaning
they?
how far-reaching are they?
Shock says, well, I've been all over the Empire, and they tend to have their people in places where money changes hands. That's why I'm surprised that they'd be in Chaur. There's nothing going on out here. Why would they have a group out here? I mean, I've been through Chaur before, though I'll admit it's been a few years, and I've never heard of them being here.
The city's weak, and for people of their skills, it's really easy to make a foothold, and
He says maybe,
it
but
both helps
there's...
the city and hurts it in the long run.
Says, I mean, there's no money here, though. I mean, it's more of a town than a city. I guess Blackwater's here, but still, for what they do, I don't see them as being very interested in a place like this.
Yeah, but the town's under siege, and maybe they were here and just got stuck here, or maybe they're here because the town is under siege.
He shrugs. He says, I couldn't tell you. Just doesn't seem like the thing, something they'd be into.
It's really weird to have two organizations. You've got the Iron Tide that's sieging the town, and the Bloodhound who's in the town. That's really weird, isn't it? Or is that normal for towns? I don't know.
He says, I mean, it's a frontier town, so it's not like they don't have their share of barbarian attacks. But yeah, when you all told me that the Iron Tide, and he kind of lowers his voice, might be involved in this, it does seem strange. This is like a nowhere town. What are all these groups doing here?
No, it is somewhere. It's a town. It has to be somewhere. It can't be nowhere.
He says, what I mean is nothing's going on here. This is just some border town.
Well, that you think.
He nods. He says, obviously there has to be some reason they're here. Just seems odd to me. Melody says, yeah, these people are suffering because of it. He says, actually, that's something I wanted to mention to all of you, actually. I originally came here to try to help these people, and I'd like to establish a little place for myself if I can get the funding. I have a lot of training with herbalism and alchemy, so I want to set up kind of a apothecary slash healing store in the town to try to help the people who need it. But I would need some gold to get started. And Shock says, well, I don't know if we should be asking our new friends for money this quickly. And she says, no, whatever you can give me, of course. I need about 100 gold, but it doesn't have to be right away. I'm working on trying to get things established, and if you could help me get this place going, I'd be happy to help you get potions or help you if you get wounds on you or anything like that.
We'll
Can I
see.
insight them?
Sorry, what?
Can I insight them?
What, Melody and Shock?
Mhm.
Yeah, go for it. You can roll an insight. Maybe.
I think this is a great idea.
Well, more like you don't get a reading. It's hard for you to tell, like if they're being honest or dishonest.
Can I tell if she's being sincere?
Yeah, anyone who wants can roll an insight. Although Melody does seem like a very nice person for those who have spoken to her.
I trust
They
her.
always seem like nice people. Dun dun dun.
I've just met them. and they're
True,
just
true. Yeah, no, she seems like she's on the up and up. You do know that, well, some of you know that she has healing abilities because she probably used them on you a little bit. And I think she was able to identify some potions that were in the stash that you had found, so it makes sense.
Ilya goes ahead and gets up and goes. Is there like a area where like a bar or someone can go sing basically, or like tell stories?
Yeah, there's a stage right now. No one's using it. It's like a small little stage where you assume bards would sing.
Ilya goes up and starts to retell the story of the, I guess, attack, the battle with the orcs and hobgoblins.
All right, so the people are definitely interested as you start to tell your tale. Give me a performance, I would assume.
May I aid her?
Yeah, sure. Make a performance check as well.
Oh yeah.
How are you aiding her? Playing your
As
drum?
I see her go up there, yeah, I go up there and I
Bum, bum,
yeah, and I
bum,
just start
bum,
banging it and just like when she mentions the orcs, I try to make her look menacing and I yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll performance.
Boom that.
Go
Gwen's
ahead.
gonna lean in.
All
Gwen's gonna
right.
lean into Marcel and tell her, I say like, if she mentions a ripped dire wolf or a fluffy kitty, I'm out of this room.
Alright, so she starts telling the story. The people are definitely interested, so I'll give you advantage on the rolls. They listen as you recap the tales of going with the caravan through the areas and the sneak attack at night. There's a couple of claps at the end as they speak. People are like, oh, the heroes, yes, they broke through such dangerous odds to bring us the food. And a couple of people are asking you again, like, does your group have any type of name, or should we just call you the Heroes of Chaur?
Ilya sighs and just says, "For the time being, we can be called the Heroes of Chaur. Don't worry about it."
They nod, and there's some applause. No gold is given, no tips. Everyone here is kind of cheap right now with a 12.
Gosh dang it.
Yeah.
I will say to Melody, like, so we did get this note from Blackwater.
offering us a job or the possibility of a job. Would you be interested in coming with us?
Give me an insight check as you say that.
15?
So she seems excited, though you see Shock get a little concerned. She says, "Oh yes, of course, I'd be happy to help the group in any way I could." And Shock would kind of say, "Sure, that's a good idea, Mel. You just barely got away with your life. Maybe you should take a few days off." Which she seems to get a little annoyed with. She says, "But if our friends here need help, I should help them." Shock.
Weird.
Really, Shock, you can't tell a woman she needs to rest.
I'm not saying she
No.
has to. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just kind of like,
He says she's very capable. I'm not saying she. And he gets a little flustered. I think you should do whatever you think is best.
She is a strong, beautiful woman who can make her own decisions.
Yes, of course. Give me a persuasion check, actually. No one.
20?
Yeah, so he seems a little bit worried, but he nods and says, "Of course, everyone has to make their own decisions, but you better believe if she's going, I'm gonna come as well to try to help out. Gotta make sure we all stay safe."
Oh, good. I'm so glad you'll be there. So,
Did Blackwater say what he wanted?
just that he invited us to his home, and that he may have a job for us. Here's the note, and she'll pass it over to him.
He takes a look. He says, "Everyone's so damn mysterious. Why don't these nobles and thieves guilds ever just come out and say what they want? They always want to be cryptic."
Yeah, it's their shtick.
Says, "Well, I guess you should go talk to them then. Maybe see what they want, and we can decide what we want to do. If Mel's coming, I'm coming too," he says.
Yes, and that way we can split the what is it called?
The reward?
Yeah. Sorry, like my brain blanked, not no one's.
No worries. Alright,
We can always split the award so that Melody, you're one step closer to your alchemical healer's hut.
Oh, of course, yeah. I'm more than happy to work for my share. If that's what it takes, I'd be happy to go with you and earn the money I need that way. Shock says, "Well, I'll put my money towards it as well, Mel."
I'll donate 27 to her.
Oh, you're going to give her 27. All right. She is very happy about that.
By the way, when I saw her identify those potions, did she have a pearl?
No, she just has her alchemy knowledge. So I
Okay.
have I don't know if it's a house rule, but if you have alchemy, you can basically identify potions as if you had the spell. And if you have herbalism, you can do the same for healing potions. It just takes
Okay.
10 minutes. Same as the spell. So
Alright.
I'll mark that you give her 27.
I will say if she needs any help with healing or gathering materials, then I can help in that, but coin I don't have.
And that was from Duranu, right?
Yeah.
She says, "Oh,
Well-
well, if you have herbalism knowledge, then once I have the shop set up, if you can help me find some of the herbs needed, that would be useful as well."
I don't.
Oh,
I can make berries.
oh well, yeah, berries could come in handy as well.
Shall we go find out what Blackwater wants?
Quinton walks out during the legend during Felia's talk. She mentioned a shiny direwolf with a six-pack.
And Philia went after him to go apologize while laughing to
So we're
herself.
not there. It's all up to you guys.
All right.
All
so,
right.
So the group wants to go talk to Blackwater right now.
Yeah.
All right. And you said, Quentin, you did you leave already, or are you with them?
I walked out when she mentioned this sparkly direwolf, and then apparently Philia came after me
All right.
to apologise.
So yeah, so maybe you meet the two of them outside as you are headed down the block. People are still trying to approach you and talk to you more, but I assume you just continue for now.
Yeah.
So as
I have
you're...
my-
Go ahead.
Can I have my Drake kind of just like wander on the outskirts of the party just to like help clear a path?
Oh yeah,
It's
so
really easy to
people are definitely giving your Drake a wide berth. Though they know who you are, they're a little bit worried about getting too close. Maybe some of the younger ones are more interested, but definitely the normal townsfolk are trying to stay away.
Only a small dragon. What's there to be worried about?
Jeez. So yeah, as you're walking through the town square, a bunch of merchants say hello as they kind of recognize you. And you would notice your friend again as he walks up to the group. He nods, once again not wearing a shirt, and says, "This must be the rest of the fuzzy kitties. Good to meet
Philia
you
kind
all."
of sighs again. We go by the heels of Chaur now.
Oh, my apologies. I had heard conflicting things. Heroes
Oh,
of Chaur.
that one's Fluffy Kitty. Pointing to Drake, who's
Pointing
now
to
called
Drake.
Fluffy Kitty.
Says, "Oh yes, he seems very fluffy." I don't
When-
know if
when he-
you're... Go ahead.
It's like when Durano said that was Fluffy Kitty, Quentin Jr. just looked at him just like, you better not be fucking saying me. Then he realised, oh, it's his Drake. Okay.
He would nod and say, "I assume your friend here told you about me?" He kind of motions to Moonbiter.
No.
Briefly. So, what's the
He missed,
scoop?
he missed out a few things.
Well, my name is Neil. I work for someone who might be interested in hiring the group, though she would prefer not to give her name just yet. First, I wanted to see if all of you are interested in this type of job.
Well, what type of job is it?
I get to see more of you.
What? He kind of gives Quentin a wink. He says, "Well, you know how you," lowers his voice, says, "you know how you all have been fighting a bunch of dangerous armed bandits to get all the supplies into town?
Vaguely, but yeah.
The job would involve kind of more of that. Using your considerable talents to fight against an enemy who is threatening our fair city."
Well,
Town?
we're certainly
Yeah, I guess I could call this place a city.
interested. We are certainly interested. However, our services were recently requested.
Oh,
Yes, by another.
I see. Who is this other, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, who is your employer?
Give me a persuasion check. He
24?
says, "I work for a woman by the name of Cithril. She is the leader of our group who operate within Chaur.
Hmm.
And
Well-
actually, she had mentioned that she wanted to meet all of you if you have some time."
What
Well-
time is it right now? In game.
In game, it is currently about 1:30 in the afternoon.
I would say we would have time. We have no set dates currently.
Yeah.
He smiles and says, "Excellent. Do you want to follow me? I can bring you to her." You would. Does anyone have a passive insight of 14 or over?
Yes,
Yes, I have
mine's
16.
15.
So you would notice there are. I don't know if this would be insight or passive perception, but you would notice the people are definitely kind of backing off a little. Like there might be a bit of discomfort that the fact that Neil is here talking to you all, or at least
I'm
giving you
speaking-
space, like giving this meeting a little bit of space.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak into his head. And just be like, you want us to take out a group, who is it?
You ask, so he can't respond to you, right? In his head, he has to speak.
No. Yeah, he has to speak.
So you asked him, who is it?
Yeah.
Like, who wants to meet you?
No, who he wants us to go after.
Oh, he would look to you, kind of a, well, you would kind of look around because he doesn't know who said it, and he would say,
I'll look at him intently.
Oh,
We-
yeah, I'm staring daggers at him at this point.
we want you to help us deal with the very people who you've been dealing with. The ones attacking the town. And we have some information for you as to why they are attacking the town. He says that part a little bit lower. I don't want to talk too much here. I'd rather go someplace where there are less ears listening. So, would you like to follow me?
Yes.
Yeah.
He
I'll go.
smiles and rubs his hands and says, "Excellent. All right. Well, follow me then." And he would start walking back towards the Darkwater Inn.
Oh. Follow him.
All right. So he leads you down the street. And yes, you definitely notice that the people are maybe coming up to you a little bit less when he's around. He would lead you over to here and then start bringing you up north. Into an area that looks a little bit more deserted. You notice there are there's there's houses here, but there's less of them occupied as the other areas you've been in. He leads you to a house up here, knocks on the door as a slit opens and a pair of eyes look out and say, "You brought him?" And he says, "Yes, I have our guests." And the guy nods, closes the slip, and opens the door into a house that kind of has a bunch of boarded up windows, a bunch of tables around with shady looking characters kind of sitting there. They would look up at you as you enter. You notice there are about 8 or 9 of them. Some of them look like they're playing cards, others are just kind of sitting there. Does anyone have a passive perception of 15 or over?
Yes,
Yeah,
mine's
me.
17.
They definitely have concealed weaponry. There are some crossbows laying up against the wall, but also you would see like knives and swords hidden under their cloaks. They watch you intently as Neil leads you to the back door, gives a little knock. And
Karen
they-
will like smile and nod and wave as she walks by. Just
Yeah.
like
uh,
friendly.
They don't really return the friendliness. They just kind of give you a solemn. Some of them might give you a solemn nod. Others just stare at you. But yeah, Neil walks up to the back door, knocks, and a feminine voice says, "Yes." And he says, "I brought the heroes." "Ah, yes, come in." So he opens the door, and you would see an elven woman in there, speaking to several cloaked figures. She says, "We'll talk more later." And they nod and leave. Does anyone have nature knowledge?
I think I do.
Like trained nature knowledge?
Yeah.
So, I don't think any of you are elven, right? So, Quentin.
Well, I have been an elf.
Yeah, but you don't know. Oh, yeah, that's true. So you might actually know as well. This woman is very. She has very high elven features, but she has like really. What's the word for it? Like, I want to say bright red hair, but very red hair, which is usually a sign of a wood elf. You would rarely see high elves with red hair. Otherwise, she looks very high elven. She smiles as you enter, leaning up against her desk. She says, "You must be the heroes. Well met. I am Cithril. I hope Neil was polite."
Oh, very
Neil
much.
was a lot.
So.
He was a lot of things.
She gives a little laugh at that. She says, "He certainly is a lot of things." So,
But I'm shocked to see, like, Wood Elf here. Like, I wouldn't have expected to see you around here.
why is that?
Not very woody.
I like that even better. Well, I mean, there's a good amount of woods here, but wood elves go other places besides the woods, right?
Yeah, I know,
And
but
who
I was just
who
shocked
says
that
I'm a wood elf? She smiles and gives you a wink.
the hair says you're a wood elf, even though you look semi-high elf.
Mhm.
I spent a lot of time around elves, mostly wood elves in my childhood.
I see. Well, I. She.
Well, genetics aside,
Yes, exactly. Genetics aside.
genetics aside, Neil did mention that you may or may not have a job for us.
I do. Hopefully. It sounds like you all are very proficient with your weaponry. A skill that will come in handy for me in the times to come. I have recently come upon some information that I cannot directly act upon, but could be useful if I had someone else act upon it. Are you all familiar with the goings on, the attacks of the town? With who's
No.
behind it, or do you have any information on why these attacks are happening?
Well, it sounded like you did.
I have some.
Well,
She-
why don't
Go
why
ahead.
don't you share what you know, and I'll share what we know.
So, there is a group of mercenaries known as the Iron Tide who are attacking the town. Were you aware of that much?
We
We're
are.
We know of groups attacking the town because they attacked us, hobgoblins and orcs and hideously ugly creatures.
Please continue.
He says the group is all over the place currently. They have members raiding the local farm areas, but their main base is a bit of a mystery right now. However, I think I know of a place nearby where you might be able to find out where they're coming from. But you would have to probably either capture one of the people there or maybe find some information that they have stored there. She says there's a
were you-
farmhouse, basically.
Were you aware of the prisoner in the dungeon?
I was not, no. She
Perhaps.
says, is this one of the prisoners that you caught while you were fighting in the siege?
Yes, we did actually manage to keep one alive and bring him back. And he seemed quite high up in the group,
And she
very
nods.
leader-like.
She says, we as well managed to capture and question a few of the Iron Tide. Unfortunately, none of them had much in the way of tracking or navigational skills, so they can only give us vague directions as to where the main base of their operations is. We just know that they mentioned a farm that was nearby where they were doing, or basically using to as a base of operations to attack the town and other farms in the area.
And were was your group able to scout at all?
She says, we haven't sent anyone yet, as we just got this information recently. So, no, to answer your question, we have not scouted it yet. But we think the information is good. We need someone to scout it out and see basically what they can find on this farm, if there's any other useful information. And of course, if you are able to defeat the people who are there, it would mean less attacks on the town and the area in general, which of course is what we're shooting for, is helping these people. And she smiles.
That's very
I
kind of
like-
you.
Well, we do what
And-
we can.
Do I feel like she's actually being genuine and wants to help the people?
Give me an insight check.
Not great.
You don't get a good read, but you definitely think that's not her only motivation. If she is being honest, you think she probably has other reasons why she does not like the Iron Tide and wants to see them taken down. She says, is this a job that would interest you?
Certainly interested. And how much? What would you pay someone to do this?
Well, do you think you have the skill to destroy this farm? Or would you? Do you think you only have the ability to scout it? What I don't.
Well, it would be impossible to say right now, considering we don't know what the farm's defenses or how many people are there. But we could certainly check it out and go from there.
She says, "Well, I'll tell you what. There are 6 of you, yes?
8 of us.
Oh, there are 8 of you. I can pay you. I'll say if you can get me the information on where their main base is from this farm, I'd be willing to pay you 100 gold pieces each."
And if we were to defeat the main base?
Says, I'm less interested in that than finding out where their main base is.
Okay. Now, we do have a prior engagement. There are others interested in our services.
She says, who is interested in your service, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, we aren't at liberty to say at the moment.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh, 13. Wait, I'm gonna use one of my inspirations.
Okay.
So does that give me advantage?
You would have had to use that before you rolled.
Oh.
At this point, you can only use... Yeah, for inspiration, for normal inspiration, non-bardic, you have to say, I'm going to use inspiration, then you roll.
Oh, okay.
So at this point, you can only...
I thought it was just before you learn whether you are successful or not.
I believe the rules for inspiration are before the roll, and then that gives you advantage on the roll.
Okay, never mind then.
But unless you have something that affects the roll after you roll.
No.
Alright. So she would say, I think I can guess who sent you, who wants to meet with you. And I will say that while they are quite rich, they do not have the resources and access to rewards that I have. So just keep that in mind. when you speak with them. Because I have a feeling they will ask you to do something similar.
Well, we will certainly keep that in mind.
And she nods and says, so once you decide, just let me know. I would be happy to pay your group for finding this farm and getting the information for me. Uh, the terms would be to find the information, and if you can, raise the farm and kill anyone that you find there, other than maybe a prisoner or two to question.
That sounds doable.
She smiles and nods. Until then, I will have Neil come with you in case you need to speak. Well, she says, I'll have Neil be, what is it, intermediary, I guess. If you need to send me a message, then just speak with him and he'll come find me. Neil
Well, we
nods.
also do know where you are.
Says, usually I'm here, but I do sometimes have business within the town, so I might not always be here.
All right. Well, it was absolutely lovely to meet you, and she'll put her hand out to shake her hand.
Yes, and you as well, my dear. And she smiles and shakes your hand back. She says, perhaps we could all have a drink sometime.
That sounds lovely.
All right. She motions to Neil and says, I'll be here. Take care.
We'll leave. She'll
All
give
right.
her a wink.
Oh, give me a persuasion check.
Oh, I just called
Like, kind of like, is it more flirty or like more romantic?
I don't know.
Dating sim. Oh.
Oh no!
Hey there. And she's
You
like,
closed both
all right.
eyes.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Like, oh, I got something in my eye. She's like, ooh, all right, sure. All right, so yeah, she just kind of politely nods and smiles. So you are let out. Neil kind of escort, unless anyone else wants to say or do anything. No one's really said anything except no one.
Ophelia look around the house and see if anyone is
So you're currently in this back room with the door closed. No one else can hear you. But yeah, does anyone want to say anything to Cithril before you leave? Because I know no one has been the only one speaking.
No one kind of shushed Quentin.
Yep, I noticed that Quentin was just like, yeah, no, I've been told off. I'm gonna go hide by.
And you kept talking about genetics.
Yeah, Quentin went and hid by Marcellus and Durano. Like, yeah, no.
Alright, so...
I'm already leaving. Business is done.
Alright, so Durano's on his way out. No one else is saying anything.
Quentin's like following right behind Durano, just like, yeah, get me out of here.
Okay, so the group is escorted out. Neil will smile and say, so where are you all going to be? I have some stuff I need to do, but I can come meet up with you later.
Do you want to meet up with us at the Blackwater Tavern in, let's say, a few hours?
I'll probably be there tonight, he says. I got some stuff I need to do. But yeah, I'll meet up with you tonight if you're around.
Perfect. Alright, have a lovely day.
Are you winking at him, Moonbiter?
No.
Romantic sim. Okay. And then you realize you have your visor down. You're like, shit.
Moonbiter's got the visor down, so we can wink at all of us and none of us know
Yeah,
it.
man, everyone's just so cold today. No one's even.
I will, however, give him a wink, because that's my trait.
All right, sure. Give me and this is so again. Is this more flirty or like you're actually trying to entice him a little?
I think it's just like she's being flirty, but also like we're leaving on good terms, you know?
Okay, sure.
Like it's a suggestion, but like not like she's not overtly like prostrating herself or something.
Yeah. All right. So he would smile and give you a wink right back. Hey.
Quentin's
Okay,
probably gonna be like,
Bonds.
Quentin's probably just gonna like slip in after she's done that and just be like, oh god, I had it worked out better in my head. She's like, so hopefully look forward to getting to see more of you later.
Says, yeah, don't worry, I'll be around. Like I said, nighttime.
Yeah, I think I'm.
No one will just kind of pull Quentin along.
Sorry, he's used to being the hot boy and not having to work for it.
Sweetie,
Like-
sweetie,
What?
sometimes less is more.
What do you
Alright.
think I should? I should change into like an animal,
No,
like
no,
a cat or a dog. Like
no,
that would work.
no, quit.
Taranu's, his, Drake hisses at you.
Sometimes when dealing with people, you don't need to talk about everything, you know? Sometimes insinuation is enough.
No, I've never actually had to work for someone's attention. Like I normally just get it. Like normally I'm the one everybody wants to hook up with. This is already new to me.
Well, that's why I'm explaining it to you, love.
Okay, so don't talk.
No,
Just
not
stand
don't
there and-
talk. No, that's
Right.
not what I said. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
You don't need to say everything.
Alright, so I assume this discussion is happening while you're
Like,
walking
as
down
we're
the street.
walking. As we're walking.
I feel like Quentin's not getting it because it's a bit like, don't need to say everything. Right, so just hello, and
Just-
stop there.
Just be subtle. You know?
Yeah, my version of subtle is taking my shirt off and saying, do you want to go upstairs? So, you know.
But that you don't need to do that.
Why
You know,
don't you
you
just say
have
go
to-
upstairs,
you
just
have
take the
to-
shirt off?
You don't have to do that. No, you just have to insinuate that you're going to do that.
Incinerate? I just need to burn?
Insinuate.
So, is,
That still sounds like burning him, and that's not what I want to do. I'm not into
You
that.
have to-
I've
you
heard
have
some
to-
people are into it.
say you have to say things in a way where it makes them think that you're going to take them upstairs and take their shirt off, but you don't.
Unless it,
So,
you know,
like,
he-
ask
he
him
doesn't
to look
own
at my bed sheets? I don't get it.
Alright, so we'll say that you two are discussing this. Is anyone else talking about anything
Sorry.
as you're walking?
Oh, with that going on, I would have just been like, this doesn't involve me, and just fucking headed to the market with Ophelia.
Ophelia. Alright, so you guys head over to the market. Like I said, you can probably buy things at book price right now as the market is restocked. If you want, you can haggle, but that'll take some time. Because you'd be going around and looking for better prices, basically.
I mean, we were headed to Blackwater, or are people just like leaving?
I
Are we
think...
headed to Blackwater?
I
I don't.
Yeah,
I thought that was the plan.
I wasn't sure the exact plan, but I assumed as you were going through the market, people were going to stop off and do some shopping. Because I know Ophelia mentioned earlier that, and you mentioned a pearl, so I thought maybe you were going to stop here for a moment and do some shopping.
Yeah, I do want to see if I can at least find one that's for sale.
Okay. So
'Cause
anyone?
I don't know how common that would be.
It's not usually. I mean, jewels are sold even in smaller towns. But let me say, anyone who wants to can buy like normal supplies at book price. Unless you want to try to haggle, you can just go ahead and minus the gold and add the supply you want to buy right now. It'll probably take like 20 minutes or so. If you're looking around for a pearl, you actually would find a jeweler's stall over here with a human kind of standing there with a couple of guards. Looks like he has a bunch of jewels there. He seems excited to have a customer finally, as he probably hasn't seen much sales for his jewels since the caravan stopped going through. And you do indeed see a pearl that would fit what you need for the identify spell.
Hi, good day, sir.
He goes, oh, good day, friend.
Business well?
No, not the best. He says there's been a bit of a lull in business as the caravans have stopped coming through, though we did get a little bit with some of the new people who came in yesterday.
Yes, I was with them. I was part of that group.
Oh, well, are you looking for any jewels?
Yes, I'm actually looking for a pearl.
Ah, well, I have several, and he kind of motions to where his pearls are sitting on display behind the display case.
I'll point to the one that I need. I'm like, how much for this one?
Oh, this one? I'll ask for 120.
120. Oof, that's steep.
Says, wow, this is a very fine specimen. This was well cut. You're not going to find a pearl like this just anywhere.
No, I believe it. It's beautiful. Listen, and she'll like lean in close to him. Listen, I recently came into this this potion, and she'll take out one of her flasks of oil, and it's very, very rare, very powerful,
Oh,
and I would be willing to part with it for that pearl, and let's say 60 gold pieces.
give me a deception check.
Can I do it with inspiration?
Yes, if you want to spend an inspiration point, you could roll with advantage. Oh.
Yes.
So he looks at the vial. He says, what does it do?
Well, it lights things on fire.
Like, as in, you throw it at something and they catch on fire?
It's magic. You just need a little bit, just very, very little bit, and bam, you have fire.
Says, you mean like oil does?
Well, yes, but more powerful.
He says, well, I can't say I'd have much use for something like that. It does sound intriguing. I'm more interested in... Or go ahead.
I mean, it would take less oil. Excuse me, words. It would be, you would not need as much oil to use it as you would regular oil, if you know what I mean.
He says, well, that does sound fascinating, but I don't know what I'd do with something like that. I mean, I mostly sell gems here.
Well, you need light, don't you?
He says, well, sometimes, but and points up at the sun. It's usually pretty well lit out here.
Not at night.
He says, yeah, well...
And plus, you like the light. You need the light for to make sure that you don't have any intruders. I mean, the town's under siege. What if you need to defend yourself?
Give me another deception check.
Could this be persuasion?
Sure, I'll use either.
I mean, it's the same.
Yeah, so you can use either of those, because this is kind of persuasion as well.
I want to use another inspiration.
Jeez, you really want this,
I really
discount here. Alright, go for it.
16?
16. He thinks for a moment. He says, well, I mean, I can't say that, now you say this just takes less of the potion than it would just normal lamp oil to light something? Is that what you're saying?
Just a drop.
I can't say that wouldn't come in handy. Though I don't know if that's worth the price of my pearl.
Well, that and 60 gold pieces, of course.
He says, yes, I don't know if I need it that much, because that is quite a lot of money just for some extra light. How about I give you the pearl for Oh wait, so you're gonna give him 60 gold and this for the pearl? Is that what you're saying?
So this and 60 gold pieces for the pearl.
Oh, I thought you were like, give me the pearl and 60 gold pieces.
No, God, no.
All right.
No,
I
the
was like,
other way around.
I was like,
That'll
man,
work,
you're.
yeah.
I was like, man, you're really going for it. All right.
No.
So he. Okay, he's like, I think I can do that. I think over time that this potion will probably come in handy.
Oh, for sure.
So he would hold out his hand for the pearl or the potion in 60,
Okay, I will hand that over.
and he will give you the pearl. He says, there you go.
Thank you so much, dear. It was lovely doing business with you.
And you. I hope this pearl makes whoever you're giving it to very happy.
Oh, it's for me.
Oh, well, one must treat themselves, he says with a smile.
Gift to myself.
Yeah.
All right. Have a lovely day.
Okay. Legume seeds, are you talking, Philia, for a spell?
Yes.
So if you have a components pouch, you would have those in there. You don't have to worry
I
about it.
don't think what? I don't think. Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, if something requires a material component that doesn't have a price on it, you just need a component pouch. And you,
Oh, I do have one. Okay, cool.
yeah, so you would have those in there for your spells.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyone else buying anything that they need to talk to me about for not book price? Okay.
I don't want to buy anything, but I would have wanted, if possible, and we don't have to deal with this now. But I just want to set the precedent: is to break away from the group, because I actually want to go see where they're holding Olzek hostage or like in jail, to see if I can get to him to talk to him.
Yeah, sure. So you maybe sneak away and head over there while they're shopping.
Yeah, I just thought, like, if anybody noticed, I just tell them I'm just going back to the inn for, another round of drinks.
So you're not going to talk to Blackwater?
No, I'm a little bit nervous still, because everybody's like, the people attacking us, we gotta deal with them, and I'm just like, okay.
All right. So we'll say you went over there. Marcellinus, you've been kind of quiet. Is there anything you're working on, or you just want to go with the group to speak with Blackwater? You there?
Pardon?
Sorry, were you muted? I didn't hear you.
I was muted.
Is there anything that you want to work on here, or are you just ready to go speak with Blackwater? You there?
I'm happy to go speak to Blackwater.
Okay, so you're just kind of going along with everyone. So I think that's it then. The rest of the group is going to go speak with him next. However, we are getting close to the end time. So we might want to do MVP and wrap here. So why don't we do MVP votes? Just whisper me. The end is nigh, at least for this game. For this session.
Remind me how to whisper.
It is this without the parentheses.
You'll know it's working when you start to type DM and you'll get a drop down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Alright, I got 4 votes.
There we go.
It's kind of a split vote right now. I think everyone has voted for different people. But I think I'm missing 2 people.
Yeah, I'm not getting a drop down.
Well, it's not a drop down. It's if you type /W space DM, you should just see like a yellow thing appear that says DM, and I think you just press enter.
There it is. I was typing GM, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I think it works with either, but yeah.
there you go.
Alright. And we have a tie between no one and Duranu. So you two give me a d20 roll. It's pretty split vote.
Come on.
Oh, it's a tie, so roll off. One more d20 roll.
We both get the inspiration.
No. Duranu, you would get the inspiration. Congrats. Good game,
I
everyone.
get inspiration. What do I get inspiration?
So you start with 1 inspiration point. You can have up to 10. And now you would have 2, which you can spend to gain advantage on the roll, but you do have to say it before you roll, like normal inspiration.
Can I ask, before we go, does Quentin see Moonbiter slip away? Because he's kind of been told off by Karen, so I don't think he wants to stick around.
Yeah. And,
Oh no, it's not like I'm not
told
stealthing
you.
away.
Yeah.
It's more like, you know, you guys will start like going to shopping spree. You guys are talking about hooking up with people, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna go back to Darkwater Inn, you know, because I don't feel
If it's
comfortable
after
around knobs.
If it's after when Karen's told him off, kind of, Quentin's going with Moonbiter because it's kind of just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
It wasn't telling him off. It was just.
No, I know, but to him it is, because he's never really had someone say it to him, so he's a bit like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the person that's not been mean to me, because you snapped at him with whatever her name was, the elf, and he's a bit like, you know, I'm going with him. He's nicer.
He's pouting right
now. Quentin is a true pretty boy then.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
how dare you?
At the minute he is, because he's never actually had anyone have a go at him. Like, he's very much just like, he's spoiled.
Right. Fair enough.
He gets rejected once and immediately goes to bros over hoes. I'm like, yes, that's the proper attitude. Good job, buddy.
I love how Karen's just putting so much effort into being nice to everybody, and then all of a sudden everyone thinks she's mean.
Whoa, okay, effort. Shall I show you the stab wound?
She's not stabbed anyone this episode, that's what she means.
It's nice for her.
No, it's just like I said, he's never had anyone he's never had anyone reject him, but he's also never had anyone be like, no, try this. He's just like,
you're doing it
normally
wrong.
Normally just smiling works. I don't get it. It's just like, no, I'm going with the one who's nice to me, who's not moaned at me, and
what's wrong with this guy?
Him.
Why doesn't he just like me?
Yeah.
Well, he's used to it. He's used to everyone just thinking he's hot and naturally hot and otherworldly hot and getting everything he wants.
I like
basically
the idea. This is the idea of a big fish in a small pond, that he was the hottest person of his village, and now he comes to this town where every thief is a hot thief. He's like, oh no, everybody's hot. I must try harder.
It's not like he's having a crisis. He's not having a crisis because there are other people who are hot. He doesn't mind it. It's just a fact of wait a minute, you're telling me that my looks just don't work? He's a basic Kardashian. In a way, that's literally just wait a minute, my looks aren't enough? So yeah, so he's kind of just no, you've been mean to me. I'm going with the person who's nice.
Well, and it wasn't even that she was saying hey, you can't rely on your looks. It's hey, stop talking, or stop telling everybody everything.
I know, but to him it's being told off because he's never had anyone do it. No one's ever done that to him because.
Especially when we're dealing with a higher up in a thieves guild.
Yeah, because he's not used to. He's not used to having. Oh god, how to put it? He's not used to people finding him annoying. Everyone normally thinks, "Oh my god, he's amazing. He's just chosen. He's sunshine. The sun shines from him." So being in a place where people don't think that, and where what he says isn't just oh my god, it's amazing. Look what he said, and it's very much oh, okay, yeah, no, but so why? Yeah, so he's very much just. I'm going with him.
And see, no one is the complete opposite of that. No one knows
It's cool.
exactly what to do, exactly what to say in order to get what they want.
But I like it because it's like kind of like that either big sister relationship or mom relationship, and it's just like a right. I mean, it's not a fact of like he's. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's his dumb thing. I just think he's used to getting by on something, and it's like that doesn't work.
Using the tools that he's learned works, and now is quickly learning that maybe it doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Or at least he's in a new situation.
Yeah. What do you mean like people don't love me and adore me everywhere I go? What?
Sometimes you have to work on it, dear.
You don't have to work on it. I'm half angel. I should everything just work for me.
Is this like,
Jacob.
are you all just talking later about all this? Maybe at the end later?
Sure.
I don't think he'd be like I'm half angel. I don't think he really talks to it like that. It's just like I've never had to like everything
Or is
just
this
works
more
for me.
just explaining the characters to...
This is not roleplay. This is just us
No,
Gotcha.
I'm
Get
not in the
it.
voice.
chatting.
I think
He's
I think from now on, Fluffy Kitty's just gonna like stay next to Quentin and just like show lots of
Really?
affection just
Every
to make
single
him feel a
time
little
someone
more.
says, every single time someone says Fluffy Kitty, he's gonna be like, "Is that fucking right name?"
No, I've called my Drake Fluffy Kitty now. You've
I
got to
know,
deal with
but
it.
every time you say it, he's gonna be like, "Me or the Drake?" Like, which one?
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, maybe.
It depends. Like, the problem is you're gonna have both of them. Like, either they both will respond, or both of them can get very confused and just be like, "Which one are we talking to?"
I'm not here to sow chaos. I don't know what you mean.
I'm not gonna like. I don't know how Quentin would feel, but I absolutely love Durani already. I was literally like, "Oh my god, I love him!" Like, I was just like, "Oh my god!" When he was doing the telepathic thing, and it just like how he was talking about Neil, I was just like, "Oh my god!" Yeah,
Well,
loved him.
it's great because I was actually looking at the Soul Knife subclass for Rogue, and I think that gives you like psionic powers and stuff too.
It does. It's brilliant to play.
It
I
looks
just had
so
a soul
much
knife
fun.
die. It is fun. Like
Yeah,
the daggers and the teleporting around as well. It's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant to play. I've just
Yeah,
had a soul knife die.
Very excited.
it's the only one I'd ever play that wasn't a spell magic person would be that Soul Knife Rogue. Just because it's basically a bit like magic. It's like, yeah, that's the only one that seemed interesting to me. But
Yeah, with them it's a back and forth as well. You can for like hours a day.
Did you minus that that oil flask that you gave to him?
I did, yeah.
Alright. Alright, I got all the notes. Hopefully everyone had fun.
It was a lot of fun.
And
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Would I have
Really
gotten away
enjoyed.
with having the jeweler give me 60 gold pieces?
probably not. That's why
Okay.
that's why I was kind of hesitant at first, because I thought you were going for like getting the pearl plus 60, and I was like,
No,
with
I
the
was-
20, that would be a really hard sell.
I was trying to reduce the price by like 40 gold pieces.
I just love the fact that, okay, initially I did think you were trying to get 60 gold pieces off him as well, but I love the fact that you tried selling him a flask of oil as a potion that does what a flask of oil does.
It burns
Nice.
really well.
You should lie to this guy, and
Tell me more.
you're telling him it does what it does.
So, would that be persuasion or deception?
both.
Deception.
Just you're trying to convince the potion.
I mean,
Well, it was like,
it would probably be either in that case. I'd probably let you use either one.
I knew it was gonna be like magic. I just didn't know what I wanted it to do, and I was like, well, it makes fire.
I decided I wasn't going to be there, because if I was there, then I would have just been like, what the fuck is going on?
You know, I love the idea of you do it one time and you just say, if you put a drop of this on you, it turns you into any animal, and you do it to Quinton, and Quinton just world shapes into an animal. Just like,
Oh my gosh, we have to come up with a scheme.
just, and it's just a hustle where it's just like you do
Clearly,
this, you can check.
clearly, I need to teach Quentin how to scheme.
Guys are like
I kind of,
some weird like gypsy troupe just coming to town and trick
Please,
everyone.
But like, I did roll a natural 20, convincing him that the flask was magic. So
Yeah, it
would
was
that
more.
everybody else?
It was less the natural 20 and more like the 27. Because 20 doesn't matter as much for skills, but rolling over a
No.
25 is pretty impressive. Like, most people can't get that high even with a natural 20.
I also love that our group is nearly entirely made up of rare humanoids. Like, you've got two Asamara, a tiefling, a changeling.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm human.
I just
I
find
don't know
it
what you're
really
talking about.
funny.
Dragonborn.
How dare you?
I just find it really
Dragonborn
funny
are rare.
that in a world where you've got so many like normal races, all of us pick like one of the rare ones, and we're all just like, yeah,
Man,
no,
that's
this is
like
normal.
that's almost every adventuring party. Everyone is like super rare race.
I love it, yeah. I love it because when the master was just like, oh yeah, I'm an Astra, I was like, okay, we're really rare, so you've got to. That's why. Anyway, you know, I had a mentor which was like 3.
Whenever I
That's
play, I usually just play a human myself. But I'm weird like that. I'm just this guy with some kind of training. I
But
enjoy
why?
humans. I don't know, because I relate to humans being one, I guess.
It's like you have a chance to be something weird.
I mean, I play tons of weird stuff all the time because I DM.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm constantly playing weird stuff. So I'm happy to just play like some human mercenary.
I either go weird with like the race, or I go weird with the character.
Yeah, I like more concentrating on like the character, like making something unique in that aspect rather than the race itself.
I don't plan the character out like that, but I tend to just see how it plays.
Yeah,
Right.
I usually figure out like a couple of things I want the character to be, and then like I'll just build off that as I play. Granted, I don't play that often these days. I almost always DM.
I think Quinton was just the fact of he's very naive. So it's just this. I don't think I started off with him being naive. I think he just developed being naive.
Yeah.
See, when I built when I built no one, Karen, when I built no one, it was like I looked at the list of character traits that was requested or missing from the previous group, and just was like, okay, what race, what subclass will get me those traits? And I was just like looking for a way to get all of the traits that would fit best in the group. And then it didn't matter anyways.
Oh.
But
I think it's so fun, like the breakdown with everyone. Luckily, you've got one druid, one warlock, one level of wizard rogue. I don't know what Moonbiter is, and I think Marcellus is paladin.
Paladin. And Daranu, you said you were a ranger, right?
Yeah.
I am a ranger, yes. We do exist, we're not that way.
So it's a good breakdown. I suppose I think it's a good breakdown as well. Part of me just went, if one of us is if Moonbiter is a barbarian, I'm literally just like, oh my god, it's basically Vox Machina.
I think
sure
I think he's a fighter, isn't he?
I'm not sure. He's Sonic. He's a fighter or a barbarian. I think he's a fighter. Though, I don't remember him raging.
Vaguely remember like maybe Battlemaster stuff. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I get fighter vibes from him, but like, we've not been in a fight.
I'm thinking fighter because I don't remember him being raging like in the fight when he met us.
No, well, and I vaguely remember him using something like Second Wind or something like that.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, no, I think he did. So yeah, Switch Fighter. Cool. It's gonna be fun seeing how everyone interacts and all that. Because I've already figured out like a bunch of stuff that would Quentin likes from other people, and it's just trying to figure out the thing that will connect it with Moonbiter and Danu, which
I don't know. He's
Not
scared
sure
of
of yet.
Karen now.
He's not. It's not a scared thing. It's not like, oh my god, she's scary. It's more like a, when you've just been told off and you don't
Yeah.
like the parent that's just
Yeah,
told
no, I
you
know
off.
what you mean.
It's just that. It's the fact of like, you're the first person who's ever just been like, look, just no, just stop. In fact, it's less the with Neil thing. It was more the with I can't remember what her name is. Whatever her name is.
Sithril?
Essel, something brother. There you are, Sithril. It was more that thing that's like really, because he's never had it. He's never had someone turn around and just be like, "Shut up now, stop." Because he's where he's from. He's so used to being like, everything he does was just like, "Oh my god, yes, how amazing! You're perfect. You're one." And now he's just like, "Wait a minute, I'm not like some special person, huh?"
Honey, what's that word? Your gifts are best used elsewhere.
There you go.
Yeah, looking cute and being fluffy. Don't tell Ophelia I said that.
This is not the person to look cute and fluffy towards.
Yeah, but if you said that to him, he'd say, "Okay, fine," and then turn into a tiger in front of him and be like, "This is it." Because
And that would make things even worse.
yeah, because he just doesn't get.
He doesn't get
Like,
subtle.
He's never had to work for it. He's never
No.
had, like, everything's been given him. Everything's been offered on a plate because he's basically like the big fish in a small pond, or he's like the really rich kid, or he's the chosen one type thing, and he's just not used to being in a place where. I don't think it's about people not caring. I think it's where people don't know. They probably don't care either, but it's that whole thing of, who are you? You're not, you're not important here. So why the fuck? And he's just like, oh, okay. And I think this is kind of like his first time anywhere. Like, I know he's a far traveler, so he's travelled from where he is. I think a lot of that's just dipping in and out of towns and cities and just visiting, not actually being there and actually like trying it. And I think this is his first time actually being in a town and actually just like trying anything without just being in a bar and someone just notices him and thinks he's hot and then they hook up.
No, it certainly makes an interesting dynamic between us.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think he's kind of like the very childish, innocent thing.
And see, Karen, or no one. I shouldn't say Karen because they are two different people. No one is used to.
Karen kind of is no one that's been here.
No, Karen is a face that no one is currently using. But no one's used to dealing with people like Quentin. Like, who think they're God's gift to the earth.
See, here's the weird thing. He doesn't think he's God's gift. It's just why he's been brought up to think.
Exactly. Like, she's used to people, like, who've grown up thinking that.
Like, I don't really want him to be this spoiled brat kid. That's not what I kind of in my head I think of him. I kind of think of him as this person who's been raised with it, and it's one of those things of he doesn't believe it, but he's so used to it now. It's something that he doesn't entirely realize he's acting out.
Someone who's used to a certain status.
And it's not like a thing of I deserve it. It's just like this is how I've always been. And
and that's what I mean when I say Karen or no one gets it. Like no one no one sees the way Quentin acts, and it's like, oh yeah, I've dealt with people like you before. now, and clearly you're not very good at it.
No.
And, or at least you're not very good at dealing with not getting what you want in the way that you're used to getting it. So
I
let me deal with this.
I think it's one of those things that
It's fine when you're dealing with like people like Shock, and it's like, yeah, you can be cute and fluffy, and it'll be fine. But when you're dealing with a higher up in a thieves guild, or when we get to Blackwater, like,
yeah.
let me do the talking, because I know how to talk to these people in a
It's
way.
a weird one because I seem like that in city centers, like in towns with people, but then I'm a bit like outside. I think he's in the wild. He's very different because he feels comfortable in a way. They're like, if we'd have had the whole Hobgoblin thing and he'd have got away, the plan was for me with Quentin, get him to take off his armor, and if he managed to get away and no one did anything, Quentin was going to wild shape into a direwolf and maul him as he ran off, and that would be fine for him. And I think it was that thing of, in the wilds, he's fine, he's good, he knows what he's doing, and he knows how to be. Here in the town, it's very much he doesn't get subtlety because it's kind of a thing of he's not used to it as who he is, but he's also not used to it in the way of the wildlife and nature doesn't really do subtle in that way. Like so he's very much just like going off instincts. To me, that's how I see him. Anyway. Could be totally wrong, and it's absolutely like he's absolutely like that shit.
Yeah. Well, good thing he has Karen to support him,
Or scare the shit out of him.
or shush him when he needs
I
to.
mean, scaring the shit out of someone can be supportive.
Yeah.
So
It was a subtle shit, like to like get him to stop talking about genetics.
Wood elves and
why don't you
I just remember
like a wood elf? Oh, I should probably
because
stop
they-
the stream.
because to him it's not. I find it funny because